came in and they built this infrastructure. Well, the one bunch of convicts, women that had abortions.
Yeah, people that were outcast in society, yeah.
They didn't have a choice. They shipped them over, and they populated New Orleans with that. So there's a book called Mutinous about that journey over and then how they actually populated it. So
that sounds like
that's going to be my next checkout.
It's a pleasant read, yeah.
And all of Georgia was basically a prison, right?
A penal colony, yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
So, but I'm talking about in the South. I mean, we wonder why the SEC is so good at football.
That's right. We had some hard edges.
We got a lot of arrests, though.
That's right. That's true. Georgia still can't drive. Hey, by the way, while you're doing shout-outs, somebody in the chat, man, it's too far back. I don't have their name, but I think it was Will, was listening to us, and I hope everything is going well. Haven't heard an update from Labor and Delivery where his wife was getting ready to deliver a baby boy.
Always been surprised at how many first things baby has heard in their lives have been
us.
They won't remember it.
Lance picking Purdue to win the national championship.
Yeah, most of my picks end up with getting slapped on the backside and some crying.
Yes. So congrats, Will. I hope it all went well.
Same for me, Will.
Yeah, the best was the guy
still going well.
That was in the coma, almost died. And
I know that
wife
guy
played it every day.
Were you here? Were you with us then, Tyler?
I had just started my internship.
Yeah, we were out in
here.
Dallas. The guy came and did an interview with us. It was in a coma, and his wife just kept the show playing. He came out of the coma, and we were the first thing he heard.
I think I was filling in for Scott that week.
Yeah, because Scott was in Dallas.
He was in Dallas.
And the guy was like, Dunaway picked who?
Do you think anybody in coma ever, they just play the fight song back and forth, like, yeah, Alabama?
Just to get them fired up. Maybe they hear a little bit of it.
You see their hand kind of move?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
I think I'd probably play Dixieland Delight.
Rolling down a backwoods.
Yeah, that may get him going a little bit more.
You just slowly see four fingers extend.
Yeah. Alabama projected 6th by the SEC media. Georgia picked to win it. Texas picked 2nd. Ole Miss picked 3rd. Bama 6th. Auburn picked 12th. There's the preseason media poll for you on the screen right there.
Do you think from 2009 to 2021, Alabama was ever lower than 6th in the AP poll?
No, I would know.
Yeah.
I would have said, God, why are they doing the basketball preseason media poll already?
It does look weird. You're right, but I don't think
Mike White's going to have Georgia up there.
To your point, Lance. To your point. Once Saban got it rolling, I don't think they were ever lower than preseason number 6 in the Associated Press.
Yeah. So I'm currently working on looking up the last time they were this low, if ever, in an SEC media preseason poll.
Okay, do this for me. Save that picture, Forrester, and when the SEC basketball standings end, right before we do Selection Sunday or the SEC basketball tournament, the final standings in the SEC race, let's see which is closer, the media picking football or the SEC basketball. Because
I will tell you this: Will Wade
can get Georgia
Will
close.
Wade, Bucky McMillan, Chris Beard, and Sean Miller all will sign up for, and especially Mike White.
Yeah. And there's no way Cal's going to be dead last.
Yeah, that's going to be your loser right there is Cal.
Oh, and Mark Pope. You think,
Mark Pope is done.
They might bring back the guillotine if we're going old school French.
Let me tell you what, if this is basketball, Mark Pope ain't coaching that Wednesday game in Nashville. He's done.
He is not.
He's out.
What's good about the SEC, Stephen Pearl could be 12th and in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. You're going to be an 8-9 game, but you're in.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at Champy's Chicken Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the crew always there for a great destination lunch and dinner location. In 37 days, you can start taking Champy's back to your favorite football venue. It's Champy's Chicken right there.
Hoodies and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
When you trust a doctor with your life, they owe you proper care. If medical negligence left you or a loved one injured, you deserve answers and compensation. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys have recovered over $2 billion for their clients harmed by medical errors, misdiagnoses, and surgical mistakes. They fight hospitals and insurance companies so you can focus on healing. Don't wait. Medical malpractice cases have strict deadlines in Alabama. Call Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. You pay nothing unless they win. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Boy, the countdown to college football rolls on. 33 days away. Big Ten Media Day starts today. We'll get to the media rankings of the Big Ten coming up here pretty quickly into the show today. And a lot of college football, the aftermath of SEC Media Days. And we're getting ready for camps to open up in the NFL as we're still trying to get Baker Mayfield a contract at Tampa Bay. And I'm sure Lance has some breaking LA Rams news we'll get to. Oh, it pops up right on the screen. Rams Rampage.
That was absolutely perfect timing.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever wanted, like, I know none of us really had any desire to go to Tampa for SEC Media Days. I've always kind of wanted to see Big Ten Media Days because all of the media up there swears by what a good scene Chicago is. I mean, Chicago's awesome this time of year anyway, but I'd kind of like to see what their flex is now. You know, in the midst of that huge SEC run, it just means more.
That's right.
But now that they've won 3 consecutive, are they really embracing this as the dominant conference in college football? And I just wonder what the buzz in Chicago is this week.
Their headline could be, "We have more now."
Yeah, that's true.
It
If they
could be,
really
"We
want
have more." They got more teams. They've got more championships.
If they wanted to take a
more
shot,
money.
Do they have more money, though?
By a
It's
slight
close.
edge.
Well, they got more
It's
media
close.
money, yeah.
It's close. It's close, but they got more money. We'll get to those rankings in a second. But obviously the biggest story from the weekend is Jackson Koivun. I mean, it is.
It is not.
It is what everyone was talking about in the sports world.
I'll tell you this. Our buddy Richard Holland, who's going to be dropping by in a little bit, was in from Nashville. And he came by yesterday. And he's like, man, I've been keeping up with this Auburn kid. I didn't know what he was talking about. Because, like, I'm so far removed. Once the Open was over last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I guess it was last week. I'm so removed from golf. I had no idea. And then I look, and what the kid carded at 61 on Sunday or Saturday.
The most impressive thing he did over the weekend, other than beating Scotty Scheffler, holding off the world's number one
by 3 strokes
and winning at the 3M Open, is that I forget what hole he was on Saturday. He hit a 309-yard approach shot off the deck and rolled it up there and then drained the eagle putt. It was the most amazing shot I've ever seen.
Well, you know,
309 from the fairway. Driver off the deck for
We've all
309
said
in the fairway.
You cannot oversell this sport. It's the biggest story of the weekend. It's the most amazing shot you've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say.
Did you see that shot?
Yes, I saw that shot.
We have said some incredibly stupid things, but I thought one of the dumbest things Dunaway ever said was a month or two ago when you were like, can this kid get on the Mount Rushmore of Auburn?
HooverToyota.com drive-in.
Yeah.
It's a conversation today.
Look, if he plays like that 3 or 4 times a year, yes. But, yeah.
But that's going to be hard to do. I mean, it's a one-tour event. It was an amazing win for him. Good for him. But I will tap the brakes on that discussion just yet.
10th youngest ever to win it. 13 PGA starts. That's 6 faster than Tiger Woods. Took Scotty 71 PGA Tour appearances to get his first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at that list. Aberg, 16 starts. Rahm, 17 starts. Rory, 18. Tiger, 19. You ever heard of those guys, Brownie? Schauffele, 23. Spieth, 24 starts. DeChambeau, 40 starts. Justin Thomas, 43. Scheffler, 71. Sam Burns, 76. Those are big names.
Those are big names.
He's quick to win.
You know, the amazing thing, too, is, you know, there was a time in golf where, you know, maybe you guys knew more names, but it just seemed week in, week out, it was Tiger or Phil. And now you've got so many great golfers. So this kid's coming into golf at a really good time with the money in the pots. I mean, he made, what, $1.6 million yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, man, like the competition just, I mean, there's, hell, I don't know, on any given weekend, 30 or 40 guys that can win a tournament.
That was the best soundbite yesterday because Scheffler gets asked. Obviously, him doing this at the age of 21, you know, with you, the world number 1 player, chasing him down. And then they asked Scotty Scheffler, they're like, what do you think of these young players that are coming on the tour? And then I had to look. I was like, Scheffler is 30.
Yeah, these young kids, all these.
He's just turned 30, Scheffler did. And they're already asking him about the young people that are coming onto the tour now.
I mean, right now,
I thought it was a big deal.
I know which way you would go. I would bet he never wins a major.
Oh, that's the safe bet.
Yeah. But I bet Dunaway would bet he does.
Oh, I don't want to sound I don't want to sound like LeBron in Miami the first time, but how many? 1, 2, 3. Multiple major winner. Book it.
Don't do this to
Book
the
it.
poor kid.
Dunaway.
He's
5 weeks ago,
Jim, he's
Brandon.
won one tour event. Please don't do this to him.
5 weeks ago.
And
was
Auburn
his
fans are
final-
going to kill me for this. I'm trying to be fair to the guy.
Cut
You're
20
not-
when you can, Tyler. Cut 20 if you can.
You're not being fair to the guy here.
Yeah.
It is the most mental
I'm not
game
saying-
out there.
I'm not
And
saying he's the next Tiger.
You just said he's going to win 3 or 4 majors.
look, there was
Yeah,
a
that's
point in
better than
time.
Spieth.
What would you have said though on David Duval after he won his first major? You'd have been like, I mean, this guy's got 3, 4, 5 more majors in him, right?
Yeah, I would have thought that.
And then the mental aspect hit him, and David Duval completely fell apart. It was never the same.
Yeah.
So you just, I mean, that's just such a difficult sport to project.
I just he's obviously a really good player. It's great for him to win a tour event that early. He is positioned to have a tremendous career. I've seen this a lot. Guys come out and they win an event and people overreact to it. I'm just saying.
I could see him have a Ricky Fowler career, which is pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, I mean, any just about any golfer out there would take a Ricky Fowler career.
I could see that.
Yeah, I don't. And I'm not saying landmine here, Jim. I'm just saying this is what happens, unfortunately, with young players, and it is all too often not true. I mean, they come out, they show flashes, and everybody's like, this is going to be the next great. This is going to be the next great. And then all too often, it doesn't happen that way. So just I would say maybe tap the brakes after a tour win. It's a tour win. Great win. If this had been the British Open, I wouldn't be saying anything differently.
Alexander Shunnarah bringing you the start of our show today. Tell us about Alexander Shunnarah.
Shunnarah.com, the place to go. Any legal issue you face is Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. I say whatever legal issue you face, anything from personal injury attorneys to fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, workers' compensation, all of that, Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys handles it. You just go to one place with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, Shunnarah.com.
Here's Jackson Koivun after the win over the weekend.
I asked a couple people close to you today what your what your best trait is as a golfer. What would you say the answer is?
My best trait? I would say my mentality. I feel like I've gotten a lot better as over the past couple of years of being able to beat guys with my mentality. Sometimes, I watch guys hit on their range and I don't feel like I'm the most talented out there, but if I can go out there and believe and use my brain to my advantage, then that's definitely a kind of like a superpower.
It's something in any sport if you're able to keep your wits about yourself and finish something with the best in the world chasing it down. It wasn't like Scotty, blew up. I mean, he was chasing him down, 20 under, 21 under, 22 under. And this guy's playing, virtually just right behind him. And everyone's like, Scheffler's coming for you. He even said that. They kept telling me, the fans were telling me on every hole, here comes Scheffler, man. Here comes Scheffler.
I think you got to love this mentality. And, there's an article today on ESPN.com. And the quote is, I feel like I can beat anyone. And that's where this kid's head already is this early in his career, which is pretty crazy. And, I was just looking at the numbers that he carded across the board on all 4 rounds this weekend. I mean, Brown, seriously, in all your years of golf, he had a 64, a 68, a 61, and a 66. Have you ever broke 68?
Oh, one time. Yeah, one time in all my years of golf. Now I'm not a tour level player, obviously. But
the consistency of just elite play for 4 consecutive rounds.
Yeah,
I guess that's how you get to 25 under.
That's how you get to 25 under. I mean, somebody does that every week on tour. It just so happens this time it's a kid that, everybody thought was going to be really good, and right out of the chute, he's really good.
Well, and I think also the names, when you've got Scheffler right behind him and then Matsuyama. I mean, it's you go down a little deeper, you got Chandler Phillips and Davis Thompson. If those are the guys you were beating.
That's right. I mean, usually these other events after the majors, like you said, it's a bunch of nobodies. But the fact that Scheffler was there and playing good is what made this an impressive run from Koivun. To have him out of the rearview mirror and to hold your poise and win it, that's why I think the future is bright for this kid. And I'm just saying, y'all laughed at me a month ago when we had this
Oh,
discussion,
yeah.
and we're still laughing today. 3 years from now, we'll see. We'll see if we've got one major under our belt by then. In 3 years, there's only 12.
There's only 12 to
for
pick
him
from.
to get one.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
if you would have said in the next 3 years when you made when you brought this up, that Jackson Koivun will win a tournament on the event and number 2 guy will be Scheffler, he's got to hold him off, I'd have been like, there's no chance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is premature.
Yeah, he's in the FedEx Cup playoffs already. If he can hold his spot now, the cut is 70 and he's 70. So, he's got to play the next 2 weeks to hold his spot or improve his spot, perhaps. But I mean, that's pretty remarkable.
How easy was this course, though? Like, again, I don't want to take anything away from him. He won the tournament, but I see Michael Kim shot a 59 in round 2.
This is normal PGA Tour course when they're not playing a major.
Yeah, the non-major courses.
The non-major, non-high-level courses. I mean, this is one of the ones they can all go to and shoot in the low 60s.
I mean, 16's tricky if you can get it through the clown's mouth. Usually it trickles right down near the hole.
I mean, you don't normally see scores like that, though. A 59 and a 61.
No, you see a 62, 61 almost every week on tour.
Yeah,
not a major, but almost every week.
59, I think, was the 16th
59,
time.
now you're getting into some rare air when you're under 60, but low 60s, you're going to see that every week on tour.
Yeah, I'm shocked the newfound soccer and golf love on the desk here that Jackson Koivun wasn't big. I had people canceling golf with me on Sunday, not going out to play, the big Auburn folks to stay home and watch Koivun try to win.
Wow.
They made Sunday afternoon plans.
That's right.
To watch this.
Yeah, instead of playing their own game, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big deal for the Auburn folks. I mean, keep in mind where their football program is. Right?
Wow.
Wow, that's Michael Kim, 12 birdies.
No, he shot a 59, and he was barely top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to me the most amazing thing. A guy can shoot 59 and barely finish the top 10.
He shit the bed with a 69 yesterday.
No, that's right.
Cut 19, Tyler, if you can. I don't know if your significant others, wives, kids, ever tell you guys over the years, hey, stop talking about me on the show. Stop telling personal stories on the show. Maggie, every now and then, she's like, probably don't share that on the show.
I like it. She gets you afterwards, though,
Yeah.
so we can get it at least.
Yeah. Well, it's always afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's usually somebody at work. It's like, God, did you hear what Jim said on the show? Jon Sumrall was doing a interview with Olivia of WCJB.
I could tell she's been holding this. She's had this in the holster for a while, and she's been wanting to throw this
And
out.
everybody is talking about this today Dusty and Danny were having a discussion about this. Neither one of them ever do this, by the way, which was shocking to me, especially from the quarterback, Cannell. Here's Jon Sumrall's wife, Olivia, talking with, wife is Jenny, Olivia is the reporter from WCJB.
What is something maybe we don't know as seeing head coach Jon Sumrall that you would love Gator Nation to know about him?
He loves pedicures.
Oh, really?
That's his favorite extra thing to do. So every 2 weeks in the football season, John loves to get a pedicure. That's just a fun little happy about him.
Is this the team bonding thing that occurs?
We should get the team going. It's good for them, It's a good quality thing for them to do, but he loves it.
Now, this is going to shock nobody here. I love them. You?
So this is going to be a softer statement than saying that I get pedicures. By the way, Todd Golden needs to put that girl in a jersey. What is she?
Yes, she is.
6'10"?
Play the post.
I've got really good nails. So, I've gotten pedicures before. I've never gotten a manicure because I got really good fingernails, but I got really good toenails, so I don't need them. If I needed them, I would get them.
Right.
I don't like the part where they scrape the bottom of the feet.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
No,
I'm a little too ticklish.
I get tickles.
Yeah.
I can't do that a whole lot.
I mean, it is a soft thing, but I think, guys should take advantage of things like that.
I enjoy it. I never go by myself. It's usually with Maggie. I think I've gone once in my life, only because I was going to meet her.
Yeah, and I appreciate,
beach.
Especially if you're going to be in open-toe shoes, like if you're at the pool a lot or the beach or the lake and seeing those, it's almost... when you leave Frosted Flakes in a bowl and they get really watered down, that's what some people's toenails look like.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
So, I've only had one, and I'm like Lance. I had the old tickler. The girl kept having to tell me hey, you just got to relax, because I was, relax that foot.
Was she
relax that foot.
Vietnamese?
No, but she kept telling me I had to relax. And because I was,
She was. I'm like, Lance, I kept jerking my foot back.
The place I go, serves up the Diet Coke, the cold beer, and the wine while you're doing it. It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
Very relaxing.
I like to, the part where you got your feet in the bubble bath thing. I like that.
Yeah,
I don't think you can
towel wrap on the calves and legs.
I heard our buddy Dan Orlowski talking about it this morning. He was like, I would never. Like, a man can't do that. And Dan, by the way, I would have thought would have done it.
Oh, and Cannell, too. Are you kidding me?
I just
I can see Cannell under one of those hairdryer things.
I don't think you can knock it till you try it. Like, I don't get a lot of massages. A massage is great, though. But I used
to love them. I was on a kick
I never
when I had
did
2
them.
salaries. Yeah. I don't do them anymore.
Yeah. I mean, facials, all this stuff. Like, I
never did a facial.
If you can be pampered, why not? I know it sounds soft, but I think every guy behind the scenes would enjoy it.
Doering is with us coming up in segment number 2 today. Chris Doering.
By the way, he'll never live that down. Like, every question Jon Sumrall gets for the next 5 years, somebody will bring that up.
Well, it'll be a game day sign.
Oh,
my coach doesn't get pedicures or something like that. Yeah.
Hey, if you're winning, Sumrall won't care.
I bet Belichick gets them. I bet his girl makes him.
Well, I was going to ask Doering when he comes in. Just real quick guess here. Doering, yes or no?
Pedicures?
Yes.
I'd go yeah.
I'd go yeah, too.
I'd say he's gotten one. Yeah.
I mean, look, I think Doering shaves his chest still.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm saying on the reg, Brownie. I'm saying on the reg would be what, 4 times a year?
Yeah, probably once a quarter.
Yeah, if you went quarterly and got a pedicure. Yeah.
So I'm going to say 4 times a year for Doering.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big mortgage guy down there.
Well, what's that have to do with it? You don't show your feet to close a
Well,
mortgage.
he's a Floridian, though.
Yeah.
He's probably been in multiple bars with no shoes on.
Yeah, he's barefoot a lot.
Yeah.
You selling houses with toes?
No.
Sell a lot of things with toes. All right, we get to the Big Ten media rankings after LT tells you about Crane U.
Yeah, our friends at Crane U want to remind you, maybe you're at that crossroads of a career. You're trying to figure out what you really want to do. If you're curious about a career in the crane industry, the first big step is getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way. Crane U is your all-in-one destination for crane certification success. They will guide you through every single step of the process, from the comprehensive preparation, both in and out of the classroom, to ensure you're fully equipped for even the toughest exams. Then they're going to streamline your experience by administering both the written and hands-on test right there at their facilities in Leeds, so you get certified with confidence and convenience. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. So one call you make and you're good. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information, craneu.com.
Okay, the Big Ten doesn't do an official one. Before you put it up, Forrester, they don't do an official media poll. Cleveland.com is recognized as the official media poll, as they went out and polled media members as Big Ten Media Day starts today. The media picked who to win it. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it, but I think the media is going to pick Oregon to win this
I
thing.
agree with Lance.
Oh, no. They've got an Alabama problem up in the Big Ten.
Ohio
State.
Not even Indiana. Indiana's not the Alabama problem.
It's surprising not because, I mean, obviously Ohio State's got the most talent in the entire conference, but based on the schedule. Like, I just don't know how you don't look at this schedule and you can't find 2 losses, and I don't think you can necessarily do that with Oregon.
I mean, some would say Ohio State has the toughest schedule in the country. Some would say that. I don't know if I would, but some would say that. Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, USC, LT, Michigan, Penn State, Washington. That's 7 really good football teams right there, by the way.
I think those top 4 are in the college football playoff.
Hold that. Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, Nebraska 11, Wisconsin 12, UCLA, Northwestern, Maryland, Michigan State, Rutgers, Purdue. So looking at that list, you say USC is in. So 4 Big Ten teams.
4 Big Ten teams in, and much like the SEC, I think those top 7 could win the conference.
Okay, so 4 Big Ten teams in. If you're doing
Including
the math,
Washington.
If you're doing the math, that means 5 SEC can't get in. If 4 Big Ten,
it's gonna be hard, right? Yeah,
I think that's right. I would go 4 and 4.
Yeah, so 4 Big Ten, 4 SEC, a Big 12, an ACC, Notre Dame, and a group of 6 is 12.
Yeah.
My takeaway from Lance's comment is he thinks Washington can win the conference.
Well, I think Washington, I would put them in the Ole Miss category.
Okay.
It would be somewhat
Comparable.
surprising.
Gotcha.
I think they've got the talent. They've got the electric quarterback. They won 9 games last year, so they're trending up. And I guess what I'm saying is 7 teams could make the Big Ten championship game, and if you make it, you've got an
you're in the
opportunity to
playoffs. No, you're in the playoffs.
So if only 4 are in from there's 3 pretty good teams left out. Just go by their rankings. Michigan, Penn State, Washington left out. Wouldn't surprise me if those 3 are left out. I don't have them in mind. I understand the top 4. But when you do the SEC from that side, and you just say the top 4 are in from the SEC, you start leaving out what we expect to be some really good football teams.
Yeah.
So if we go 4-4, you're saying, so if those 4 Big Ten teams, Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, USC, and then the top 4, whoever the SEC is, that's 8 teams.
Most people say Georgia, Texas, or Texas, Georgia, and then who's the next?
Let's just throw in. Let's just say it's LSU and A&M.
Okay.
Then you're leaving out Oklahoma. You're leaving out Alabama. You're leaving out
Ole Miss.
Yep. Yeah.
Tennessee's a pretty good little team. I mean, you start leaving out some pretty good teams.
Well,
we don't leave anybody out if we go to 24. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't, but at the same time, it's so watered down. We don't talk enough about Ohio State's schedule. They've got, in my opinion, when you look at the road games, they are playing 6 B-plus games.
Chris Lowe calls it the toughest Power 4 conference
I think it
schedule
is.
in college football.
Yeah, I think it really is. And they're never going to get credit because Ohio State's never played a difficult schedule before. But, I mean, when your second game is at Texas, and I don't know if Scott can pull this. I know he's doing a million things back there. And then they get a little bit of a breather. And then they've got to go to Iowa, though, the first weekend of October. They've got to go to Indiana and USC back-to-back, and then they've got Oregon at home.
Yep.
Then they end it at Nebraska and against Michigan. That is a crazy-ass schedule. I really don't know how you go 10-2 with that schedule, even with Ohio State's talent.
I would agree with that. How do you go 10-2? That's why some people have Ohio State not making the playoffs. If you're an SEC team wanting to get 5 in again,
hey, there it is.
You're hoping Ohio State is left out.
Going to be interesting. I think Ohio State easily could be 9-3 because of where they're going to start in this poll, and because of the losses they might absorb, they're really not going to drop far. So I could see them be the first 3-loss team in, and people would be so pissed. But with that schedule, I got no problem with the 9-3 getting in.
I don't either, depending on who the 3 are. But if you lose to Texas and Oregon,
and just one of those at Indiana or at USC.
To me, only at USC or at Indiana. Those are the only other tough ones that they may lose. Right. Worst case scenario is 8-4 in my opinion.
But that at Iowa, man. I mean, at Iowa to me is Iowa's kind of the Auburn of the Big Ten. I mean, they really are.
I understand.
Yeah, I mean, the programs are kind of alike. It's, usually, and I can't say this for Auburn the last few years, but it's, 8-4 every year. But playing that one game in Iowa City a year or against a team that is better than them, they always play it close or they spring an upset.
You just said worst case 8-4. I mean, when is the last time we've talked about 8-4 with Ohio State?
8-4 would be like 8-4 at Alabama.
I mean,
it would be
again,
burned down, burned to boats.
They think they are so far. I mean, the last time they were even close to 8-4, correct me if I'm wrong, was Fickell's interim year, right?
It was, yeah, 6-6.
Because after that, Urban was never close to that. Ryan Day hasn't been close to 8-4.
Well, and look, Ryan Day, 2 years removed from winning a national championship. If he went 8-4, he's back on a hot seat.
That'll be one of the storylines at Big Ten Media Days. Other than bragging about how much better they are than the SEC and how deep the league is now, will be Ohio State's schedule, though they're picked by the media people polled by Cleveland.com to be the Big Ten champions again. Ohio State with Julian Sayin back at quarterback, Jeremiah Smith, the offensive player of the year, projected there. There's your Big Ten. It's a deeper league for sure. Better conference for sure. They've come a long way in a few years.
I mean, they really, really have because, we've always talked about the bottom of the league. And, look, the bottom's still not good, but, there is momentum with some of those programs. When you look at UCLA and Northwestern and, I think Maryland, this Washington kid, their quarterback he's going to be a tough out week to week.
One more thing in this segment before we get to our buddy Chris Doering. Being brought to you by our friends at JohnstonRVCenter.com.
I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. That's where you find Johnston RV Center. They have got a ton for you there at Johnston RV. Everything from the very, very popular fifth wheels all the way through those bigger motorhomes, anything in between, big or small. They've got something for everyone's budget and whatever size of recreational vehicle you were looking for at Johnston RV. And a great thing they've got is RV warranty forever. that gives you a lifetime warranty on anything that is new or qualifying pre-owned with Johnston RV. You can see more about that at johnstonrvcenter.com. See everything they've got there. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online, johnstonrvcenter.com.
So a half mile's not that far, right? On game days,
A half mile?
A half mile
No.
when you're walking
Yeah.
from your cars or
No,
close to a
it's,
stadium.
at a leisurely pace, that's 10 to 12 minutes.
To give me from Bryant-Denny Stadium to the Strip, what's a half mile?
Oh, it's not
that's
even that.
yeah.
Does that get me to the Strip?
Oh,
a half
easy.
mile? Yeah.
That's 600 yards.
Yeah, that gets you
No.
maybe the other end of the strip.
Probably 200 yards,
Yeah.
300 yards.
So, but a half mile away from the stadium in Norman, Oklahoma, there's an old, decrepit water tower, still in use, but it's rusty and old. But it just happens to look like a very famous water tower in a commercial. So now, this company is paying the city of Norman $500,000 for a 10-year deal, and Dr. Pepper is going to paint the Fanville water tower. They're going to make it exactly like the water tower in Fanville. Brian Bosworth let it leak out that the city of Norman's getting $500,000 from Dr. Pepper to make that right near the stadium there in Norman look exactly like Fanville. And the plan is to have some kind of fan experience at the bottom of that as you're walking towards the stadium.
Okay, well, look, that will probably fit in that little nook of Norman. I normally think the water tower is very tacky, and you try everything you can do.
Try to hide it. Yeah.
To hide it, put trees around it, get it out of the way.
I think the big one in Tuscaloosa says Roll Tide,
It
right?
does.
Or does it
yeah.
have the script
And
A
there's
on
a
it
big
or
one in
both?
Auburn that says War Eagle.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
so.
right. Yeah. So it's
But it's
easy.
way out of town. It's
Yeah.
right as you're coming in.
But this is kind of like letting us behind the curtain. We now really know Fansville is Oklahoma based. I mean, we knew Boz was the sheriff.
That's right. He's the sheriff. But he says, you know, in the quote, listen, I can't go into details, but, you know, Norman is a lot like Fanville. You know, they bring it every time, Boomer Sooner, and he was saying it's a lot like Fanville. I as a guy who walked at least a half mile from where I was parked to get to the stadium that night.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's not bad.
Good water.
Tells me Dr. Pepper is dedicated to that marketing scheme there. 10-year
right.
deal. They plan on that commercial going a long time.
Yeah. So $500,000. They are selling everything now in college.
Yeah, they really
football,
are.
Even the water towers. All right, Chris Doering when we come back. Show being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank, Brownie.
That is a bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, small enough to know you because they are a community bank. Central State Bank, right where you need them to be in your community. 6 locations throughout Central Alabama. You can find one, whether it is starting that dream of buying your first car, opening your first business, anything in between. Central State Bank takes care of that for you. Central State Bank, a bank that is big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
The insurance company called. They offered you a settlement. Sounds good, right? Wrong. They're counting on you not knowing what your case is really worth. They're betting you take pennies on the dollar because you're scared and overwhelmed. Don't fall for it. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys has recovered over $2 billion for going to war with insurance companies that try this every single day. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Free consultation. You pay nothing unless they win.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Our Innisfree, I wonder if our next guest, we got to ask him if he gets pedicures, like Jon Sumrall, and if he's ever been to Innisfree. Our Innisfree countdown.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Innisfree countdown to kickoff. 33 days. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. 4 times a year for me. Occasionally, you've done it. You've done it once.
One time, yeah. We learned over the weekend Jon Sumrall likes it. Chris Doering is with us, SEC Network and ESPN. Sumrall's wife said he likes pedicures. How often do you get it done, Doering?
I'm a big pedicure guy. Not as big manicure, but pedicures are fun. I like the add-ons where you get the extra portions of it, the calf massages and the specialty smells and all that stuff. So I'm a sucker for the add-ons for sure.
Yeah, the hot towel wraps and the oils.
The best, right?
Yeah.
My feet are terrible too. My feet from all the years of jamming into the end of my cleats as running routes and stuff. I feel like they're deserving of an extra tip when they get done with my feet. So I feel for the one that gets stuck with me.
So CD from Muschamp, McElwain, Billy Napier. I know Florida fans have been excited before. You're down there in the middle of it. You played there. You talk about it every single day. It just feels different, doesn't it, with Jon Sumrall?
It does. And to take you back a little further, the idea, as we were in the late portions of the season that Lane Kiffin was coming to Florida, it had to be Lane. He's the only one that can get us back to where we need to be. So much like Coach Spurrier, this and that. And then to have that Black Friday announcement that Scott Strickland was pivoting from Lane Kiffin to another direction. The news came out it was going to be Jon Sumrall. Everybody started to compare the resumes between he and Billy Napier. There was some backlash. And then that Sunday, everybody sees the introductory press conference and they feel the energy that he has and the desire to be at the University of Florida. And just since then, he's done every single thing right. He's done every interview, every podcast, has been at every appearance. And people, instead of maybe relating him to Spurrier, it's more to me Todd Golden. You know, you look at a guy on the sideline that has the type of energy that he has, something that they complained about Napier not having, the way that he's a little more youthful and can relate to the players. It really feels like there's a lot of excitement brewing. And I understand, you know, they haven't played a game yet, but it just seems like a perfect fit for what Florida needs right now.
Where have the great Florida wide receivers gone? Are there any on this roster? It seems like every SEC program's going into Florida and picking out great receivers and taking them to their campus. Where have they gone?
Well, I think one, and this is an example of what I'm going to give you, they've been underutilized. The offensive schemes and play calling have not been conducive to putting up big numbers in the passing game. You know, I look at a guy like Dallas Wilson, another one like Vernell Brown. Those guys were set to go elsewhere, and then, you know, they met with Coach Sumrall. They loved the vision and the passion for what was going to be created, and they decided to stay around. Then you go out and get Eric Singleton, who I thought was criminally underutilized at Auburn after transferring from Georgia Tech. So he reunites with Buster Faulkner and some of those coaches. I think there's some big numbers to be had. And in fact, you look at keeping Jaden Baugh, you know, on the defensive side, you keep Miles Graham and Jaden Woods. Like, there's a lot of really good players. And it's kind of almost an indictment of like the last staff. How do you only win 4 games with those guys? I understand the challenges with DJ Lagway being out last year, but I honestly believe if you can get the quarterback situation right this year, I think Florida makes the biggest jump from wins in 2025 to 2026.
Florida might be the answer to this question, but obviously it does not have to be. You spent time in Tampa Doering with all the SEC coaches, the players that came through. Was there a team that you might have been bullish on going into that, and you're like, man, now listening to them talk, I think I'm even more of a believer? Doesn't even have to be like they're making the playoffs. I'm just talking about a team that is better than maybe all the other experts would say.
Yeah, I thought Florida was kind of going to be that team, in my opinion, but it was honestly a combination of last week and the previous week that had me feeling like maybe Ole Miss was that team. And I was shocked. I don't know if you guys saw the odds to make the SEC championship. You had at Oklahoma at 5% and Ole Miss at 4%. And PB and I went to Oxford a couple weeks ago to sit down with Trinidad Chambliss, had a chance to meet his parents. The reason I didn't think that they were going to be able to kind of repeat what they did last year, it's just all eyes seemed to be on Ole Miss and keeping lightning in the bottle like they had at the end of the year last year, the way that team came together after the Lane Kiffin departure and what Trinidad did to elevate his play. I just thought it was going to be tough to replicate, but getting to know him more, I don't know if there's anybody that could handle the expectation that has on him and his program the way that Trinidad can. So I thought Pete Golding killed it on a day that I thought it was going to be Jon Sumrall's to take on that Wednesday. I thought PG even upstaged Coach Sumrall a little bit. So I feel really bullish about them. And honestly, I was on Oklahoma last year. You guys may remember that. I think Oklahoma is a team that's not being talked about enough, given what they return on their defensive side, what I expect Mateer to do as a healthy player heading into this year. The offensive line is more experienced, and they can't run the ball any worse than they did last year. I think all of those factors have me believing they're going to be a team that's back in the playoff. And I don't know if you saw it, Lance, I'm sure you did. 7.5 win total for Oklahoma from Vegas. I would pound the over right now.
I'm right there with you. I've got them right now, the third best team in the SEC, and I know the schedule's difficult, but all these schedules are difficult, and I'm right there with you. I don't know how that number would go under 7.5.
You like the way Doering associates you with gambling? He doesn't know I've lost a Toyota Tercel before in my life.
Tell him the story.
I'm under 7.5. Means probably it's good. Yeah.
I thought Tampa was going to be a really good setup for Kirby and Georgia, because I thought for sure the media would have Texas winning this league. So he's not going to be able to use that motivational angle. But I think I saw you last week when you did your top 5 quarterbacks, and always a difficult exercise. I don't think you had Gunnar Stockton in there. So if you don't have Stockton in there, with their inability, at least by Georgia standards, to get to the quarterback and be able to close out with lack of skill, at least elite skill, where do you have Georgia this year?
Well, you're right about everything you said. And I have Georgia going back to the SEC championship game, because that's what they do every single year. They've been there 8 of the last 9 years. I honestly believe this team is going to be better than last year. I think, the offensive line was young. It still has some young pieces to it, but I think it's probably the best in the SEC this year. They're going to be able to run the football. And you're right. I didn't have Gunnar Stockton in my top 5, but it wasn't because of lack of productivity. The dude really does it all. It's just there's no flash there, and I think sometimes we overlook guys that don't necessarily have that same flash. But I think the Georgia Bulldogs were one of the least talked about teams at SEC Media Days last week, which is really ironic. I think Alabama's right there being overlooked as well. But Georgia, to me, the question about them is not whether or not they can make the playoff. It's can they win games in the playoff because of maybe the physical dominance has declined a little bit. It was ironic to watch Notre Dame beat them up physically in that Sugar Bowl 2 years ago. To see them give up the type of points that they did through 3 quarters in the first game against Ole Miss last year, and then again in the playoff was interesting. So to me, it's like, hey, they're going to be there, but are they a viable team to win multiple games in the postseason? A lot of it has to do with staying healthy, because I think that inability to get to the passer started with a couple injuries on the defensive line last season.
You and Peter did this thing called Welcome to the SEC. The folks at Regions had you going around to everybody's home. What did you learn about Alex Golesh when you went to his house down at Auburn?
Yeah, he's awesome. And I think the key word for this coaching hiring carousel last year was fit. I think there's unbelievable fit this year. We talked about Sumrall's fit at Florida. Will Stein is another guy that I'm really excited about, the son of a former Kentucky player that was born and bred in that state, understands the dynamics that exist there with the sharing the limelight with basketball the way that a few other schools in the SEC do. But for me, Alex Golesh, as soon as he came in, he started hitting on some hot button words that were music to Auburn's ears, the way they play physically, the way that they're intent on running the football. This is a guy that brought over Byron Brown, his quarterback from USF, that threw for 3,000 and rushed for 1,000. And you can go back and look historically, there's very few players that have been able to do that. Lamar Jackson's one, Vince Young's another, so good company there. Cam Newton's another. But I think, like, in terms of year number 1, there's not a better team with continuity that I've ever seen before. You keep DJ Durkin and a lot of the defensive players, so you got continuity on that side. You bring Byron Brown over and like 5 or 6 of his receivers from USF. You bring his center over. So, like, there's a lot of continuity there. I think, that combination, the conversation I had earlier about Jon Sumrall taking Florida to the most wins from last year to this year, I think Alex Golesh is in that same conversation. And I think that the opening game of SEC play with Golesh hosting Sumrall is going to, maybe have a big launching point for one of those schools going forward and making that big jump from last year to this year.
What is your impression of Byron? I asked Byron Brown when he came on the show from Media Days. He gets killed for his mechanics, and everybody's like, "Oh, he gets the job done, but it's ugly," and he even laughed it off. But Alex Golesh has never really, tried to change any of that. He's just ridden his guy. I mean, is that just good coaching? That, like, it may not look great, it may not be what the NFL wants, but it's effective on the college level.
Yeah, and that's something, like, I think coaching sometimes borders on doing too much, and something about letting a guy play and just go out there and react. Like, everybody says, hey, he's switching from the American Conference to the SEC. It's not going to translate as well. Well, I watched him go into my alma mater's backyard and single-handedly win that game in the fourth quarter with the way that he made plays with his legs, the way he finished runs physically, running over defensive backs. There's something about him. And I think the quarterback, when you look at that position, obviously you got to be the leader. Obviously you got to distribute the football. But I think one of the biggest characteristics that I look at for quarterback play is how they elevate the play of the other 10 guys in the huddle. And I think Byron Brown does that. He's a winner. And just being around him last week, man, you could feel that charisma and leadership just by sitting at the desk talking with him.
Before you jumped on, CD, we were talking about Ohio State and how difficult that schedule is. And we were talking about 9-3s in play. If the bottom completely fell out, it would be a disaster, but 8-4 could be there. When you look at Alabama's schedule, the schedule is very doable for an SEC schedule. Is there any way 8-4 with this schedule is in play for Alabama?
One, are we talking about to be able to go 8-4 and make it a playoff?
No, I'm just talking about, like, the fan base still has not, they're not sold on Kalen DeBoer. You know this. If he was to go 8-4 this year, it would be an absolute disaster. I'm just saying, do you think there is a possibility this team could go 8-4?
I don't think so. And I was so impressed, guys, with the trio of players that Kalen DeBoer brought with him to Tampa. We had Xavier Brown on the show with us, and just the maturity that he had, the self-awareness that he had, the way he talked about he and Ryan Coleman Williams going at it in practice and sharing information to help make each other better, the tightness and chemistry of the locker room that he described. I've been on teams before where in the offseason conditioning program, you get a feeling that there's something special about the team, the way that teammates pick one another up, the way that they compete out there in the dog days of summer. I feel like that's kind of what Xavier Brown was describing. And then I had this impression, and you guys probably, knew Ryan Williams, or now Ryan Coleman Williams, a lot better than I did. But I had this impression of him being a diva, a guy that showed bad body language on the field at times. When I met him in person, it completely changed my perspective on him. Maybe he's grown up a lot. I think sometimes when you're as heralded as a player as he was coming out and having the season in year one that he did, it's easy to probably think you're pretty special. But I thought, the amount of drops that he had last year and the criticism that he had to take, he seems like he's taken it and used it as a positive, just like Bray Hubbard. I mean, Bray Hubbard was crucified after that Florida State game where he was jogging in pursuit of the ball carrier late in the game. He really, used that as a chip on his shoulder to build on. And I thought in each case, they took accountability for what happened last year. So I do not, long answer to your question, Lance. I don't think 8-4 is in play for them. I think this is a team that's not getting talked about a lot that, in my opinion, will be right back in the college football playoff the way they were last year.
Yeah, Hubbard owned it and got better. And that's what Ryan Coleman Williams says. So you've owned it now. Now get better at it, right? I mean, that's the thing.
But that's the thing. I wanted to see, Ryan. I want to see him become a more complete receiver. I thought in year one, he'd stayed on the outside. He was a go route guy, a post route guy. But last year, when you talk about moving a guy around, shifting motions, playing in the slot, it does require a lot more thinking. And sometimes, I could tell that he was aware of the traffic around him over the middle of the field. But I think he's gotten bigger physically. He's developed and maybe feels more confident after going through what he did. So I think this is a year that he can really make a big jump and become the complete receiver that people want to see at the next level.
All right, Chris Doering, SEC Network, ESPN. Always thank you for the time, my man. Good to talk to you.
Man, love being on with you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Take care. Doering with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And the show being brought to you in part by our great friends at Hoover Toyota. The drive-in on Monday made easier with hoovertoyota.com.
Yeah, if you are in the market for new or pre-owned, whether it's a car, SUV, or truck, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they've got that incredible inventory, the on-site finance department. Speaking from experience, I'm a two-time customer over the last couple of years at Hoover Toyota. If you're looking for the safety, the reliability, the resale, Toyota is what you are looking for. Get in and see Scott Peoples, that great staff today. They're going to roll out the red carpet program, which they've been doing for more than 2 decades, making sure they retain you as a customer for life. For more information, stop in, see them conveniently located right there, Highway 150 in Hoover, or online. Check out the inventory today, hoovertoyota.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, the great folks at UCA, 70 years of compassionate care, 10 wonderful locations here in Central Alabama to take care of you, make it easier. Everything from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. That includes testosterone treatments, ED issues. They treat that as well, and so much more. Find out what they can do for you, how they can help you out, and just get the program started right there online at urologycentersalabama.com, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. Coming off SEC Media Days, one of the great dynamics is Lane Kiffin, and the group text you hear a whole lot about between some of the SEC coaches. Here's Kirby Smart.
You and Lane Kiffin seem to have a special friendship. He takes over there at LSU. Your thoughts on him being the head coach there, and also what is the group chat like with all the coaches, and especially with Lane being the troll that he is?
Troll? I don't even know what troll means. People say that all the time. Can you define what a troll is for me, please? I don't really know. I need to understand that better.
A troll just means kind of poking fun. He likes to stir the pot.
Yep, that's him. He would say I look like a troll. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't defined by appearance, because certainly he is the Adonis of all college football coaches. But he is very bright. He does an incredible job of evolving with college football. He was really good at that with us at Alabama. You know, he made Coach Saban uncomfortable. Let's just say what it is, and he helped evolutionize that offense and bring it along and did some really good things in a day and age when people weren't doing them. But he does a great job. He's hard to play. I don't like having to play his teams because I know what he knows, and I know how he thinks about defenses, and he knows what he's doing. But he's also passionate about his family and so proud of his dad, and he probably tweets and talks more about that on our thread of like memories or players, Derek Brooks sending him a text about his dad. And just, you know, when you don't have a dad to share that with, because I've gone through that, you got to have a group to share that with to get your like self-worth and your motivation. And I think him sharing those things reminds me a lot of times of my dad. And it's like you want somebody to appreciate what your dad did, and you don't have him to share that with.
Yeah, pretty great perspective there. Probably the thing that's talked least amount about Lane Kiffin is his knowledge of defense coming from his dad. You know what I mean? That has to help you as an offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah, and look, a former quarterback, you know, he had to study and read defenses at Fresno State.
But Monty's one of the best to ever do it in the NFL.
A true architect. I mean, you know, that Tampa too.
To have that and to almost know what your enemy's thinking when you're designing your offense, not to go Trojan horse on you, or any of that stuff from the Odyssey, but that just seems like an advantage. And
did you go see it this weekend?
I did not. God, I thought about it, but I played too much golf. But I thought about it.
Do you think he could be if he wanted to be the most liked coach in college football? I think he could.
Lane
Kiffin, yeah. If he wanted to be, I'm saying.
I don't know, because he's not good on the podium. Like Sumrall and Golding are just naturals going up there and being themselves. He's just got too much awkwardness.
But
it's a great point.
But he makes himself a villain. It's like he wants to be
he
biggest
wants to be a
villain.
villain,
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
he wants to be. So I was asking if he wanted to go the complete other way, could he do it? And you say no.
Maybe. I probably not.
Yeah.
I think it, and I've never majored in psychology, so please take this at its face value here. I think it's easier for some people to just play the role of the villain and not have to be liked by people than it is to try to get people to like you. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, like I think Saban did that. Like, not
100%,
necessarily.
yeah.
He just didn't care. I think Belichick doesn't care.
Yeah.
And maybe Lane Kiffin's getting to that point. You know, I would say he doesn't care, but he has done, revisions on the image multiple times over the last couple of years. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I think ultimately anybody cares. I mean, being the villain can be really, really difficult to do. I mean, like in wrestling, there are guys that never got to be a good guy. They were the villain from day one, and they were the villain their whole career. Like Roddy Piper or somebody like that, right? I mean, those were guys that were just like, you're going to be the black hat every single time. And like Hulk Hogan, you know, he did both and then went back to being the one that everybody loved.
But it's easier to wake up today and say, listen, if you have that personality, I don't have to make anybody like me today. It's so much easier to go out in the world and make people not like you. That's the easier path.
Honestly, the way I have found that is the easiest to live, and everyone's experience is going to be different, is what Lance was talking about, is you just drastically reduce the circle of people.
That's it.
About whom you care, what they think of you.
I have minimalized everything, and it's so much simpler.
Yeah, you drastically reduce that circle, and people that don't know me personally, their opinion of me based on something I say on this show or, whatever they think, I don't care. I mean, that's not going to keep me up at night. I don't know that person.
No, I think the advice you
me.
gave to your daughters a couple of years ago is what you should live by.
Yeah, never worry about criticism from someone you wouldn't ask for advice. And I live my life that way. Like, if I don't know that person and wouldn't ask them for advice, why in the world do I care what they're critical of me about?
Before we get to our viewing menu today, our friends at Inverness Country Club welcome you with open arms.
Okay, you said you played a lot of golf this weekend. I don't know how you guys played golf with the rain. Now, yesterday was a different story, but Saturday and Friday,
I played 18 Saturday. I only got in 16 Friday.
I got in 18 Friday, not one drop where I was playing.
Yeah, 16 Friday, 18 Saturday, 18 Sunday.
18 Friday, 9 Saturday, and I shot my best 9 holes ever. So I couldn't sit on that. I had to go back out and finish the round on Sunday and screwed it up.
That's a lot of golf.
That's a lot of golf. Yeah. That's what I love. Inverness Country Club, ICCalabama.com, ICCalabama.com. If you want to make Inverness Country Club your home in Birmingham, that is a great place to start, ICCalabama.com. Or Perhaps you want to schedule a tour with our friend Aaron so you can see the beautiful course. You can see that wonderful clubhouse, taste some of that great food, go see that tennis facility. It's just been renovated as world class. The resort-style pool with the cabana. The weekends are ticking down. You can use that one as fall approaches, believe it or not. Call Aaron, set up that tour, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608, or see more at iccalabama.com. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
33 days away from the kick of college football, and one thing you don't want to do this fall is be staring at the scoreboard, unable to read, down and distant, straining. Maybe you wear contacts or glasses. Stop wasting your money. Make the phone call that I made to Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson. They are the best in the business. Michelson Laser Vision, conveniently located, UAB Highlands, 205-969-8100. When you call that number, ask for Amy. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Special deal happening today, right?
Yes. So Lance, Brownie, and myself will be recording a Jurassic Park director's commentary. That's right. Brown is going to finally watch Jurassic Park for the first time.
How excited are you?
I'm jealous. You get to hear the beautiful score and see the T-Rex with the flashlight scene like for the first time. I'm jealous.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to hit like it hit in 93, but it holds up well.
Okay. I don't know what Tyler's talking about, so it's got good music and a flashlight.
There's flashlights and a T-Rex.
All right.
John Williams is behind this.
Oh, John Williams always liked it. He did good work.
Now, it wore me out because I worked, at the Jurassic Park ride in Universal Studios, so I heard it
on loop.
Literally nonstop.
I bet it wasn't even the full thing. It was just like the opening.
It was.
I think about that when I'm standing in line like at Disney. If you're working there and you hear that, because just being in line, you're like, okay, I'm tired of hearing this.
I remember the funny thing about that is we had no money when we were working there because my ex-wife worked with me there as well. But we would always smell the Jurassic Park concession stand food. Couldn't afford it. At Universal Studios. That shit was so expensive. We packed our lunch.
You had to stand there and smell it all day, couldn't eat it.
What, did they serve any, like,
no, it was like burgers and fries.
Did it have a dinosaur theme, though?
I'm sure.
Yeah. I'll take the T-Rex burger.
Yeah.
And the Brontosaurus burger.
Park burger.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing special about it.
Yeah. So what else are you watching?
So over the past week or so, I've been going through all the Spider-Man movies because Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out this weekend. Very excited for it. So I've watched up to The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I watched Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 with Tobey Maguire, and then The Amazing Spider-Man 1 with Andrew Garfield. And that was really cool because I haven't seen the Amazing Spider-Man movies since they originally came out. So it was interesting to see how I felt about these, all these years later. And I'll continue that with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 tonight. Maybe even Spider-Man Homecoming, moving into the Tom Holland Spider-Man. There's also an AMC Screen Unseen tonight. Rated R, hour 47 minutes. Most likely a movie called One Night Only, starring Callum Turner and Monica Barbaro. It's a rom-com from the director of Easy A and Friends with Benefits. I believe, Jim, you like both of those movies?
Love them both, yes.
Alrighty. Well, it takes place in an alternate America where premarital sex is illegal except for one night a year. Recently dumped Owen and hopeful romantic Allie navigate the chaos of New York City, determined to find genuine connection amidst a series of wild misadventures. It basically looks like The Purge.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, except instead of crime being legal, banging is legal for one night.
Yeah, you're purging. Yes, absolutely.
Try and make that illegal. See what happens.
Yeah, but interesting premise. So I might go see that tonight. Prime has also added A Different Man to its catalog. This was Sebastian Stan, and I always mess this actress' name up. Renate Reinzev from the movie with Stellan Skarsgård and Backrooms.
You messed that up?
Yeah, probably did.
Very, very good movie, though.
Yes. It's got a lot of praise for Sebastian Stan's performance, and I missed out on it because they didn't play it anywhere near here in theaters. So I might go check that out. It's about an aspiring actor who undergoes a radical medical procedure to drastically transform his appearance. However, his new dream face quickly turns into a nightmare as he becomes obsessed with reclaiming what was lost.
I was so pumped Saturday. I had nobody at the house. It was just me and the dogs. A bottle of wine, got home, was going to watch movies, and settled in. And there was obviously a power outing, and Spectrum, the internet went down. I didn't have internet all night till like first world problem.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine when it goes down for about a week when we go off the grid.
What's gonna
Because I
happen?
went to bed. I got in bed. I started reading at 9 o'clock and was asleep 9:30 on a Saturday night.
Wow.
Yeah, because I couldn't watch anything.
I'd have had the over.
Wow. AT&T fiber didn't go out on Saturday night.
That's right. Yeah.
Not an endorsement.
Yeah.
I didn't know the storms got that.
I
bad.
I don't know. How does a power outage that has nothing to do with my power knock out my internet?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, y'all want to hear a quick chili bullet story?
Does it involve them having a thumb that opens up jars?
I just wonder, even as much as I like dogs, where there is the point where you get rid of a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Here we
leave
go.
town Friday because our golf got canceled because it was pouring. I don't know how you guys got golfing on Friday. That is
only
amazing.
16 holes.
So I go up to Nashville. I spend the night in Nashville. So Jack stays at the house with the dogs. Well, I get back in town. On my way back, Jack's like, I gave you a heads up. There's throw up all over on the Maddie's bought this brand new rug for the living room. Really, really nice rug. About a year ago. So I get home. Apparently, when Jack dropped laundry on the bed, Chili got into the bedroom, got a hold of a bag of edibles, not THC edibles, like sleep edibles, like melatonin, that kind of stuff, but ate the entire bag. Like, how she doesn't die is amazing, but threw up all over this carpet. So I roll the carpet up. It's done. I don't even want to tell Maddie. So I put the carpet in the garage. I go out and buy a new carpet. So apparently Chili last night had hidden some of the packs that she didn't eat. She decided to eat them, busted out of the crate last night, threw up all over.
Busted out of the crate?
Yeah, threw up all over the new carpet.
The new one you just bought.
Just rolled it out yesterday.
Roll it up.
So there is bile everywhere. And I was just, when I walked out this morning, I mean, I cussed her like a damn dog.
Yeah.
Actually, a dog.
Yeah.
Not a human.
And I left, and I'm just like, is she trying to get thrown out of the house?
I think it's intentional that either she doesn't like Maddie because she knows that carpet means something to Maddie, or she wants out. How do you bust out of the crate?
Some dogs are escape artists.
Yeah.
Had a German Shepherd that bent these crate bars that were 2 inches thick, metal. It's crazy.
Laid up on a blanket on the
Hulk
couch.
Hogan-like.
It looked like he just like ripped it open.
Staring at me this morning. Just taunting me.
That'd be.
I didn't get 12 hours with the carpet.
12
Or the new
hours.
rug.
I didn't get attached.
Yeah.
And I kept, I'd walk
you
past
buying
and
a
I was
third
like,
one?
damn, I did a pretty good job with this. This looks good. And even Jack said that. He's like, damn, I think I like the new rug better. And then Chili just,
Chili didn't think so.
she dicked it up, man.
You're going to go 3?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Should I recommend a bile color?
Yeah, let's get one that's green in color. Is
And
that
then,
the color of the puke?
and Maddie was on her way back from Nashville. I told you guys her engine literally blew up. It's on fire. So her car is done. So it's even going to be worse when she finally gets back in town. When she gets
a
in.
good
Where'd the rug
reminder.
go?
A good reminder to call Hempill. It sounds like you're trending to another Hempill call.
Yeah. 205-229-2090. Plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Facing time for a crime, huh? Got a list of charges looming over your head. 5-0 got your back up against the wall. Them alphabet boys trying to sit you down on that rack. Well, have no fear. The People's Defender is here. Attorney J.B. Brown, powered by Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney. He meticulously investigates every case and challenges evidence. Dedicated to protecting the rights and futures of individuals facing criminal charges. Hit him up now at thepeoplesdefender.com. Thepeoplesdefender.com.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We'll get to our 40 and 40 team here in just a second and our 4 downs as we move on. One NFL note here. It involves LT's division. But what a scary story about Kyle Shanahan's collision with an SUV back in mid-July. He just let the cat out of the bag here recently. No drugs or alcohol involved, but Kyle Shanahan near his home there in Northern California collided with an SUV on a road near his house. Serious but not life-threatening injury was taken by paramedics from the scene to the hospital back on July 14th. A broken nose, 3 broken ribs, a broken hand, a severe concussion, and 40 stitches to the face. And full recovery, but he's going to be out of football day-to-day operations until he's fully recovered from the concussion, which may take some time. But John Lynch said yesterday they expect to have him on the sidelines for week 1, but not a whole lot before then.
Yeah, in my opinion, the best active coach that has not won a Super Bowl yet. He's one of the best play callers in football.
Who's close? Who else is in that conversation?
What, best active coach to have not won a Super Bowl?
Jim Harbaugh, Kevin O'Connell.
Boy, I mean, before last year, you would have said.
I mean, I guess Vrabel's got to be in the conversation.
You would have said the old boy McDermott at
Sean
Buffalo.
McDermott. Yeah. Sean McDermott was your number 1 answer, in fact, last year.
I don't know. Shanahan still would have been my answer.
Oh, in front of McDermott?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Bills are always in the mix for it. But Shanahan, I mean, he's done a tremendous job, obviously, at San Francisco. And You know, when that story first came out and you saw the dates, you're like, what happened here? That made me think it was just a minor accident. And I was like, why is this even being reported? And then you started reading
that he's still in concussion protocol,
Yeah,
which
and
is
you're
kind
like,
of crazy.
holy crap.
Makes it, I mean, I don't know any of the details, but broken nose, that's pretty common with the airbags.
Right.
I don't know about, it almost makes it, I don't have any details, but it almost makes it sound like he hit the windshield or the dash or the steering wheel or something. I assume he had seatbelt on.
I would assume he had a seatbelt on. But, you know, those crashes, and I don't know if you guys have ever been in a really serious one, but, you know, we were in a really bad one and the airbags deployed and like literally nothing to me. And you know, my ex-wife had to go to DCH because of the pressure on the chest.
From the seatbelt, right?
From the seatbelt, but there were plastic hangers in the back that they all snapped in half. So, like, I guess it just depends on literally where you are sometimes.
I've heard, thank God I have never had a airbag deploy, but I've heard that smell sticks with you too.
It
like
does.
There's a smell.
Well, it's kind of scary because you don't think about it at first. Like if, you know, you get in an accident at a high speed and there's so much chaos going on, and then you smell it. And I remember Bethany being like, I think the car's on fire. I think we're on fire.
Yeah.
Because it was such a violent collision, but it was just the deployment of the airbags.
Yeah, it's a small explosion that makes the
Yeah, you were in
fires
an
off the back.
accident recently, right?
Yeah, on the way back from Universal, my sister was driving, and we got in a wreck on the interstate. 5-car collision, airbags deployed. Luckily, I was on my phone, so I didn't like tense up or brace myself, but I still had that seatbelt bruising from.
You were not driving on your phone.
Correct. I was in the passenger seat. I said my sister was driving.
Yeah, I was double for the chat.
Double emphasis.
But yeah, like I had to end up getting checked out for the seatbelt bruising because I had some tummy issues.
It'll
from
stick with you. I still hear the noise. It's been 16 years. Like, and just being on the interstate, man, it's just, I don't know. But that's terrible, but I'm, you know, glad he's okay and glad he's going to be able to coach this year.
I drive a lot more defensively now.
Yeah.
Even just being a passenger in that.
And did you see Eric Bieniemy's wife?
No, I didn't see that story.
She just got shot.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like last hour?
The son, the couple's son shot her. Yeah, I mean, Mia Bieniemy, 57, hospitalized, stable condition according to the sources. Police, Loudoun County, Virginia, confirmed that the woman was being treated for, quote, serious injuries from multiple gunshot wounds. This happened last night. It was the couple's son who is now in custody.
Eesh.
Yeah, pretty crazy because, you know, Bieniemy now back with the Chiefs. And, you know, a lot of people are talking about him being reunited with Patrick Mahomes and, you know, they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. And, you know, I think I saw Kirk Herbstreit sent out a tweet over the weekend. He said he would take the Chiefs against the field, which I think is insane.
Yeah, boy, don't do that in the NFL, buddy.
I'd take the NFC West against the
field. Yeah, I probably would too. But that's
it's funny.
Terrible news.
Yeah, it's terrible news, obviously. But you had brought up Bieniemy on the coaching side. You know, it was funny. Supposedly he can never get interviews because everybody was like, it's Andy Reid's offense. What is Eric Bieniemy even doing? And it hampered him from getting interviews. And now that he's going and coming back, people are like, ooh,
yeah,
you got Eric Bieniemy back. I'm like, well, that's not what y'all used to say when he was just Andy Reid's, you know, assistant coach. You know?
That's right. He was the guy running to get Andy Reid coffee.
That's right.
Yeah. Great Chris Berman, right? Eric sleeping with Bieniemy.
Eric sleeping with the Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie, Sleeping with the Enemy?
I did not. I don't think.
With Julia Roberts, Patrick Bergen. He was
I've
the
never seen
OCD, abusive, mentally and physically husband.
Oh, is that the one where she
learns to
ruin it?
Well, it's 1992.
Learns to swim so she can get out to.
They had a beach house.
Yeah,
and he goes for a run on the
beach. They've got neighbors that take him out on the yacht. There's a little bit of a
Yeah.
storm. She has learned to swim. She falls
That's
over
right, to make it look like she died. Swims back to the coast. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
As it turns out.
Now that you've described it all for me.
Yes.
All right. Before we do the spotlight, if you'll get the spotlight ready for us here, tell us about our friends at McCurry Car Rental, man. Just a wonderful group of folks up there that we've used them before to drive to Dallas before.
Yeah, they hooked us up one of those big conversion vans, 16-passenger vans. They've got those. They've got everything from that to the smaller vehicles. McCurryrentals.com. McCurryrentals.com is the website to go to all over North Alabama. And as I mentioned, everything from just your normal car rentals to your big van rentals. You could see more at McCurryRentals.com. That is McCurryRentals.com.
Hit it,
The
Tyler.
College Football Spotlight.
Is presented by Alexander Shunnarah. Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com, the place to go when you face any legal situation. Alexander Shunnarah is a Birmingham guy. Born in Birmingham, raised in this city, and went to school at UAB and wanted to take care of his community. So when came time to start his firm, he could have done it anywhere. He chose to do it in Birmingham. As his firm grew, he could have moved anywhere. He chose to stay here in Birmingham. Now, more than 150 attorneys, more than 500 dedicated team members later, they are still winning for you and winning big. $2 billion plus, more than $2 billion recovered for Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys clients. You can see more, and you never pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
If any of these upsets happened, they'll likely be the biggest upset of the season in college football.
Okay.
Okay. Chris Lowe gives a list of games that you better watch out. You better watch out. If you're the big boy in this game, you better watch out.
I'll try to tell you what these numbers would be, too.
By the way, the first one on this list, East Carolina at Alabama in the opener.
Okay,
It's a you better watch out game.
East Carolina, like Caden Hauser, your quarterback's now at Illinois. They lost 21 of 22 starters. They were a 3-win team the year before. I think they won 9 games last year. There is zero chance. That number will be 26.5 to 28.
I think it's already out. I think we had it, and it is something like that. There is not a chance on this planet that East Carolina.
And again, East Carolina by the end of the year might end up being better than advertised. But when you lose 21 starters and you go on the road in Tuscaloosa week 1, there's no chance.
You better watch out. Boise State at Oregon.
More interesting.
It is more interesting, and we saw this, and Boise does, and Maddox Madsen, they've got experience at the quarterback position, a 3-year starter, and we saw them play Oregon as tight as anyone 2 years ago. Now, that was with Ashton Genty, and they haven't, Sire Gaines is back running the football. They haven't recaptured what they had a couple of years ago. It would be surprising, but I would say Oregon's probably a 21.5-point favorite.
You better watch out. San Diego State at UCLA. That's week 2.
I mean,
UCLA's going to be a 3-point favorite.
I was about to say, that does not on the surface feel like an upset.
Well, these are just name brands. Not name brands. Old Dominion at Virginia Tech, also week 2. Better watch out, Virginia Tech.
Those are not the types of games James Franklin lost at Penn State, but, game number 2, I can't even remember who they opened with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll be talking about a coach today that beats all the teams. He's kind of Franklin-like.
He's
without the elite job.
Franklin
maybe.
in another conference, yeah.
Maryland should watch out on the road at UConn in week 2.
Oh, UConn was really good last year.
Week 3,
And
Cincinnati needs to watch out as they host Miami of Ohio.
That would feel pretty. That would feel maybe the end for Scott Satterfield.
Yeah,
You lose a game like
agree.
that, they may start talking buyout midseason.
Tennessee better watch out week 3 with Kennesaw State.
What?
I can't remember how good Kennesaw State got to be last year.
Yeah, I mean they got really good. But boy, I can't imagine.
They won Conference USA.
Yeah, but Brooks, isn't that the coach that watches our show every day?
Yeah, he likes our show. He DM'd our show about coming on.
Yeah, we need to have him on. Remind me, I'll reach out.
I think they have quarterback back. He was pretty good last year.
So now that you know that their coach watches our show all the time, do you want to
Upset alert?
Yeah, upset alert.
I got to learn to draw that interlocking K and
that
S.
owl.
Did you not coach Kennesaw State in one of your
I did.
leagues?
It was a hard job.
They had that cute little stadium, and you call it a cute little stadium.
Hey, this one's legit now. Think about this. It's UNLV, Boise UNLV, and this other team that gets mentioned. Conor O'Gara actually has this team in his playoffs. New Mexico at Oklahoma.
Ooh,
no.
Boy, where does that game
week
fall?
3.
Is New Mexico that good? Oh,
so New Mexico is going to be a lot better. That number is probably 28.5 too.
Yeah, but that's coming off the Michigan game, so you're going to have big time letdown, flat, emotional win over Michigan. Everybody singing your praises. One of those things for you to lose that one.
Houston needs to watch out on the road at Georgia Southern. They got to go play at Georgia Southern, according to Chris Lowe. Cal at UNLV. I guess it's UNLV that needs to look out for that one. Navy.
Wait a minute, you like Cal?
No, I'm just saying that
I know.
which one's the ones that need to look out. That's a seems like a coin toss game for me. Navy at Notre Dame, Gillette Stadium, October 31st. Look out, Notre Dame, for Navy.
Well, I mean, those games have gotten a little bit better. You remember there was a time where I think it was like 40 straight wins over the Naval Academy for Notre Dame, but I mean, Navy was really, really good last year.
Yeah, just some lookout games to be on your toes from Chris Lowe at On3 Sports. That's our spotlight today. Let's get to our 40 and 40 today, which is brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota.
Again, if you're in the market for new or used, whether it's a car, SUV, or truck, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they've got the best inventory out there, that on-site finance department. Stop in, see them, Highway 150 or online, hoovertoyota.com.
All right, from Hoover Toyota on the drive, we're driving to number 1 on the fan vote. You guys vote for them, we rank them. We're all the way to the top 25 today. At number 25, here comes Mizzou. That big old drum banging it on the sidelines. Missouri in at number 25. Here's Eli Drinkwitz getting asked what seventh-year head coach Eli Drinkwitz would tell year 1 Eli Drinkwitz.
We're going into year 7 as a head coach in this league. There's more than a handful of coaches that are going into either their first year as a head coach or first year at their respective program. What do you remember about year 1, and what would current Eli Drinkwitz go back and tell himself about year 1 expectations and how to handle the SEC?
Yeah, year 1 for me, we did not have SEC media days. We were in the middle of COVID. We played in front of, 20,000. And we got a 10-game SEC schedule. So really, I would inverse that. I would have the first-year head coach tell the seventh-year head coach that if you quit complaining about 9 games, I had to play a 10-game SEC schedule. And it's manageable and it's doable, and don't get caught up in looking too far ahead. There's a way to win every game. You just got to find it. And that's got to be the mentality and the approach that we take.
That first year in 2020, he really made a reputation playing Alabama, that dominant Alabama team, relatively close.
Yeah,
to start things off in the pandemic.
I think it was like 38-17, as memory serves, something like that. And as the season went, one of the closer games Alabama ended up having, he was 5-5 that year in that 10-game schedule, which in a first year at a place like Missouri going 5-5, I thought that was a pretty good job. 6-7, 6-7 after that, I started to doubt him. He had his 2 good years, 11-2, 10-2, and then back to 8-5 last year. So, yeah, this guy's kind of polarizing, Eli Drinkwitz. I don't know if he's more the 11-2, 10-3 guy, or is he more the 6-7, 8-5 guy?
Well, they have lost in this from College Football News 14 straight games, regular season games, to Power 4 teams that end the season with 10-plus wins.
Yeah.
He absolutely beats everyone he should and never beats anyone he shouldn't.
Yeah, here are their losses. They've lost to Alabama, Vandy, A&M, Oklahoma, Virginia last year. Before that, A&M, Alabama, South Carolina, who is good. Before that, LSU and Georgia. Before that, Kansas State, Auburn, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, Wake Forest, who is ranked. Kentucky, Boston College, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Georgia, Arkansas, Army, who is ranked.
Yeah,
those are all pretty good teams.
8 of their last 9 regular season wins are to teams with 9-plus wins.
Yeah, so where do you think Ole Miss is going to start?
And by the way, I'm shocked he still got his job. He's done a good job. And let me rephrase that. When he took the program over in 2020, if you would have said going into 2026, he's still the head coach, I would have been like, there is no way.
You would have thought either he got good and left,
yep,
or got bad and fired.
Yeah, to hang around and to be 46-29 and coming off another 8 win.
He's kind of threaded the needle, hasn't he?
Just enough. But now I think it is on the radar. I think Missouri fans have known this. I think everyone else knows now that this guy wins a lot of games, but it's kind of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, so for purposes of this discussion, where do you guys think Ole Miss starts in the rankings?
I think Ole Miss will be right around 10.
I think Ole Miss will be right around 13.
So he's going to play Texas A&M, who's going to be top 15, top 10. Ole Miss, who you just said is going to be top 15, top 10. Texas, who may be number 1. Georgia, who's going to be top 5. And Oklahoma, who will be top 10, top 15. So those are the 5 games he plays against teams that it will at least start the season maybe in the top, well, certainly in the top 15, some in the top 10. Well, those are the types of games he loses. So that's 5 right there that you got to play.
And you're coming in, your best player obviously is recovering from a gunshot wound from a concert, over 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns for Ahmad Hardy. We don't know where he's going to be. And, how good is Simmons going to be at the quarterback position? Like Austin Simmons going into last year was not getting the hype of Trinidad Chambliss, but that was one of those quarterbacks that a lot of people believe was going to have a breakout year, and obviously gets hurt and The rest is history.
I'm reading here they've only got 4 returning starters on the entire team. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
So it's a lot of new faces, which is part of college football, but 4 is a small number.
Well, I mean, to win 8 games last year and only force 12 turnovers, they got to force more turnovers. Good news is they get no Alabama, no LSU, Tennessee. But the bad news is they're only going to be favored in 6 games. So missing those teams, still having a really difficult schedule. Defense is going to have to carry them again. We talked about how good this defense was last year.
Yeah.
8th in total defense, only allowing 277 yards, less than 19 points per game. But they did have a lot of attrition.
It's a tough path to 8 wins. I get we've got them 25th, so they could probably be 7-5 and get to 25.
Got to win that second week at Kansas, which is not going to be a layup.
No, it's a rivalry game that they won last year, something like 42-31. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what Eli Drinkwitz and company can do there. In at number 25, a little overrated in our rankings.
I think they are.
Yeah.
You know, in order for them to get back to 8, maybe 9 wins, they've got to open 4-0, and then I think they got to split with Florida or A&M to get to. Yeah, I don't see
it's a tough path to 8, man.
I don't
really
see
difficult path to 8 wins for them.
I would agree with that. That's Missouri, voted by you guys though at number 25 in our rankings. We'll move to 24 tomorrow. Brought to you in part today by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. One more thing to get to in this segment. Tell us about New York Butcher.
Yeah, great place to stop in for the freshest meats out there, from the ribs, the chicken, the steaks, of course, the specialty items, the in-house sides made fresh every single day. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts as well. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Get in, see Jim and that great staff of butchers. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Morgan in the chat says Drink is a better version of Mark Stoops. True or false?
I wouldn't say better version. I mean, I don't think that's a bad comparison, but he's got to last a little bit longer.
So he's comparable to Mark Stoops.
Yeah, but I would think Missouri is a better job than Kentucky.
Missouri is a better job than Kentucky
historically been,
on the football side. Yeah. Now we Gary Pinkel deserves his praise.
Oh yeah,
he deserves his praise, but he also did it in the SEC East. Oddly, they were a very West team that was playing in the East. So, you know, he did a lot of his work in the SEC East, which by and large was the weaker of the 2 divisions when he was doing it.
Very competitive with 2010 Auburn in that championship game, though, right?
Oh, Pinkel? Yeah. I'm not trying to diminish.
2010?
2013. Yeah, 2010 was South Carolina. Yeah, 2013 was Auburn, and
it was a shootout.
It was a shoot.
100 points almost.
Yeah, Auburn.
And then Trey Mason just ran wild.
Just dominated them. But if Missouri wins that game, if they found a way to upset Auburn, they were in the playoffs.
They're playing Florida State.
Yeah. So they were that close. All right. The one other thing I wanted to get to, David Ubben of The Athletic. More on Jimbo Fisher wanting to return to coaching. Jimbo says he would even consider an offensive coordinator job at the right place. Now, he's not hurting for money. He wants to get back in that badly that he would even consider an offensive coordinator job. Your thoughts on that?
Look, you could do worse. I mean, if the guy wants to come back at that level, I mean, he is going to make 7 figures, but you're right, he's not hurting for money. I think there's a void that's missing. You saw him do Sirius XM radio the last couple of years, so he wanted to keep somewhat close to the game, but I guess that's not filling the void enough. I mean, would I take a look at him? I don't know. Like the Bobby Petrino thing coming back didn't really work at Arkansas.
Yeah, no, he's at North Carolina this year, which seems like a misfit.
Well, and now we've got North Carolina's Michael Lombardi is on paid administrative leave, and I heard that's going to be a really messy situation when it goes public.
It certainly looks like that. They're calling it now. The reports are just an HR complaint.
Yeah.
You know, there will be speculation on what that is, but
as is standard procedure when they put this in here with personnel matters, leadership, staff, and student athletes are prohibited from addressing the topic.
Yeah, so that way you get off the hook on having to answer questions to the media. But they're calling it an HR complaint, so we'll see where this goes. But it is just another blight on the Bill Belichick era, which has not been a good one, because this is his handpicked guy. I mean, he and Lombardi are you know, they were together with the Patriots. Here he is now with them at North Carolina, so this is already a shaky situation for Belichick.
I mean, is there any way North Carolina surprises us? You know, we doubted Deion.
Probably.
And I was one of the biggest ones that doubted him. And we know Belichick's a great coach, a Hall of Fame coach. We never knew that about Deion. Now, Deion did have exceptional talent at certain positions with Travis Hunter and Shador. And I don't know if North Carolina's got that, but I mean, would it shock you guys if North Carolina won 8 or 9 games?
No, because you start doubting Belichick and everybody has written him off. It would almost be the perfect college football script for him to actually have a good year.
But with that schedule, I think 6-6 would surprise me.
Oh, it's a tough schedule.
Oh, it's a tough schedule.
I'm just saying, like, that's the way college football works. Is a legend like Belichick, you're going to start writing him off, and everybody assumes he gets fired, and he does something to completely flip that narrative.
As we head to break here, remember our friends at Folds of Honor, Alabama, through the month of July. Still a couple of weeks left here for you to get out. Well, actually, you got this week to get out to walk-ons. And, God, it just dawned on me, my anniversary's Friday. And I've done nothing.
That's just dawning on you. And walk-ons made you think of that?
Happy birthday to Jen Brown coming up, too.
You're correct. I got that one on the calendar.
Always right there next to my anniversary. Our friends at Walk-Ons, though, Folds of Honor, Alabama, all the way through the month of July. You can get by Walk-Ons at Stadium Trace, also the one in Trussville and the one on Highway 280, and enjoy a cold Budweiser or Bud Light, $2 bottle, $3 draft all day long. Helps benefit Folds of Honor, Alabama, veteran families, first responder families. They do such great work. We want to say thank you to Walk-Ons for participating. Also to Budweiser, Budweiser Light, Bud Light, as some people call it, Anheuser-Busch, and Adams Beverage. Thank you, and go support Folds of Honor, Alabama.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
You know, sometimes injury attorneys get a bad rep, being called ambulance chasers, showing up to the accident scene before the EMTs get there. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, this ain't that. We get enough cardio, no need to chase ambulances. Look, if you're injured in any type of accident, don't accept a dime from the insurance company. Hit up the gators of the litigation situation. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law.
Call me, Alabama. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from The Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of The Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on The Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on The Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making The Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Downs on the show, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. We'll roll into that now. Don't forget the AP poll comes out on August the 17th. I always think about that when we're doing our 40 and 40 every day, when we get to the AP poll and start comparing theirs to ours and how it's going to look. Don't think Missouri will be in the top 25, do you?
No.
I don't
no
think
chance.
so.
How far along will we be? Ours is going all the way to kickoff, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It'll be close.
Yeah.
August 17th.
August 17th. So we'll be approaching our top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see theirs. Central Alabama Asphalt, that's the organization when you're riding the roads of the great state of Alabama and you see some of that road work being done, whether it's federal, some of the state projects, the municipal roadway projects across Central Alabama. You are likely seeing our crews from Central Alabama Asphalt and Supply. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards apply to your smaller jobs too. You might not think they got time for your smaller job. You would be incorrect. Everything from a parking pad at your house to a new driveway, a parking lot for a church or a community center or a store, something like that. They do those smaller projects as well. For any estimate, big or small, 205-349-0910. 205-349-0910 or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Which Tiger team has more wins this year, Missouri or Clemson?
I'm going to go Clemson. I looked at that Missouri schedule. 7 wins is going to be a job by Drink. So I think Dabo's not going to have back-to-back 7 and 6s. So I'll go Clemson.
I mean, not having the Clemson schedule in front of me.
I've got it. I think worst case 8 and 4 for Clemson.
Yeah, I think Clemson's back this year. I mean,
I do too. I'm not going to, Jim, I'm not ready to pull the trigger on upset at LSU.
Yeah.
I'm not ready on that yet, but it's in the holster.
I just would be shocked if you get elite, not even elite, really good quarterback play, which Cade Klubnik gave it on the back half of 24. But outside of that, you haven't seen really, really good quarterback play since the last time they won a national championship with Trevor Lawrence.
Vazina, the kid from Briarwood, if he can just be a game manager to not hurt you, that seemed to be what would really cost Clemson late in games, is that Klubnik or that offense in general would just make a costly turnover or just some dumb plays to end drives and would cost them. I don't know how many of their losses the last few years have been one possession losses, but to me it seems like there's
like
a
a
few
lot,
of them. Yeah.
Second down.
Current job longer, Drinkwitz or Andy Reid?
I think Andy Reid. I mean, Drinkwitz just got a contract extension, and I get the feel.
You think Drink will be there longer?
Yeah.
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 Me too.
Drink just got that contract extension, so I think, the Missouri fans are, if he could just, occasionally throw them a 10-win, compete for the playoffs, and kind of hover around that 8-5 number, I think he can keep that job there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to get a gauge on Missouri football for me.
9 wins is enough, I think, to keep them happy.
Gets you.
That gets you.
It gets you in November, and you're still excited about football.
And as you said, 9 wins. We're going to start getting 9-win teams out of the SEC. So you're there on Selection Sunday, seeing what's going to happen. And to your point, Andy Reid is he's not dead man walking, but the next good season he can go out on top on. As close to on top as he can go out, I think he goes out. Wouldn't surprise me if this is his last year.
No, me neither. I think you're on Andy Reid watch from now on.
Yeah.
Just because of how long he's been doing it, the level of success he's had. I think every year you're kind of the way we got with Nick Saban at the end, where almost every year it was a topic of discussion. Is this the last year for Nick Saban? Is this the last year for Nick Saban? I think you're kind of there with Andy Reid.
How about there was a chunk of time?
And by the way, they would have been in the college football playoff in 2023. You remember Missouri went 10-2 and ended up beating Ohio State in that bowl game.
Yeah, depleted Ohio State roster, but still beat them.
But still would have been in the college football playoff at 10-2. The only losses against ranked LSU and at number 2 Georgia that year.
Yeah, 100% they would have been in. So I think he's there longer. A side note, for a lot of my life, there were 2 NFL teams in the state of Missouri. We're about to move to an era where there are no NFL teams in the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
Because the new stadium is going to be in Kansas. And St. Louis has been long gone. I don't know if they ever get a franchise back.
But
they had both the Cardinals and the Rams.
When you think of the Kansas City Chiefs, though, do you think of Missouri? Or do you think – I always think of Kansas.
I don't.
Even though Kansas City is – there's a Kansas City, Kansas, and a Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, I kind of just think of both.
I kind of think of Kansas. I think they're like Kansas's team.
I always think of them being Missouri's.
Interesting.
Yeah. I never think of Kansas.
I really think of Kansas. Basketball season, I do.
One of my favorite producers of all time, Lisa Tulp, is a Kansas grad. And Taylor Elise, who used to work here in town,
she's back there.
A Kansas grad. She's back there. But other than that, I don't think of the state of Kansas a ton.
I do, just because I lived there for a summer and traveled it, and spent a lot of time in Lawrence. And
heard a lot of those stories.
I really, really, really enjoyed it.
What was it called again? What's the name of the league?
The Jayhawk
League.
Jayhawk.
Yeah, the Elkhart Dusters.
The Elkhart Dusters. I'll never forget Lance's team, the Elkhart Dusters.
Third down.
Triple H is 57 today. Jordan Spieth is 33. Ultimately, who's had the better career, Triple H or Jordan Spieth?
Boy, I don't know wrestling enough to know where Triple H kind of shakes out.
Ooh. But I mean, he runs the entire thing now.
Jordan Spieth started out like he was going to have a top 5 golf career, and he just completely fell apart.
Jeeves, can you give us money? I think this is probably going to be pretty close.
How much Triple H has made versus how much Jordan Spieth? Jordan Spieth's done very well off the course. His own course earnings are going to be really good.
Well, that's
but
the thing.
off the
Like
course.
Triple H, I think he was a dominant guy back in the day. I never watched wrestling.
Sports Illustrated ranks him number 7 all time as the greatest WWE wrestler.
Okay, then he's in front of Jordan Spieth.
So he has an estimated individual net worth of roughly $250 million, but he's also married to Stephanie McMahon,
That's
Vince
right.
McMahon's daughter, so that brings it up to about $500 million. And then Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth won't be any closer.
Yeah. And
Scott says Jordan Spieth's at 120.
Yeah. That's still pretty good.
But I mean, Triple H to be running the WWE right now is
it's pretty wild. Yeah, I think I'll go Triple H easily on that one.
He married into it, but
I mean, I'm sure it was scripted. Spieth, boy, the trajectory, though, at the start of his career, we were talking about Jackson Koivun's trajectory, which is obviously tremendous.
People were saying he would be, before Scheffler, he would be the next title.
I mean, he literally won the Masters, won the U.S. Open, and I mean, this was like his second year on tour, I think. Won the Masters, won the U.S. Open. That's when the PGA was still the 4th one, and was in contention at the British. And people were like, can this kid win the Grand Slam right out of the chute? And then he eventually won the British. He's only 1 win away from the career Grand Slam, which is a pretty big significance. I don't know if he'll ever get there, though.
Fourth down.
Which one does he need?
He needs PGA. He's won the U.S., the British, and the Masters.
The easiest one.
Very weird question here.
I don't know why you say that.
Alex Rodriguez is 51 years old. What would Alex Golish have to do to match Alex Rodriguez's career?
Alex Rodriguez is a top blank baseball player of all time.
Top 10.
Yeah, definitely top 25.
Yeah.
But maybe top 10. Probably top 25.
So you'd have to be a top 25 coach of all time. That's going to be harder to pull. That's probably top 25 coach of all time. You're probably going to have to win 2 national championships to be a top 25 coach of all time.
In my head, I instantly
maybe 3.
thought 4.
I would think 3.
I think 4 is pretty
I'm
pretty
gonna
rare.
sit between you guys, which I am right now.
Yes,
I
you are.
I would go 3.
Yeah.
Just ask the robot. All-time rank for A-Rod.
I don't think there's anyone right now, if we were starting this, I don't know if there's somebody that can win 3 national championships from 26, at least during our lifetimes, just because I think there's so much parity.
Yeah, I mean, the system in which we play now, winning 3 as a coach is going to be incredibly
But
difficult.
can I just tell you, Bonds, Aaron, Ruth, A-Rod, 4th all-time in home runs.
I know. 609, right? Does he have 609 or something?
696.
696?
Yeah. He's 4 away from 700.
How did he leave the game without getting 700
He
homers?
tried. He stayed for a while
stayed
trying
for
to
as
get
long as he
700.
He did. And, the thing about A-Rod is because of the PEDs, nobody's ever going to give him the credit he deserves.
No, and he was unlikable, too.
He was unlikable.
Yeah, people did not like A-Rod.
I'm going to give him the credit. It would take a lot for Alex Goldish to get him. I mean, with Saban and Bear Bryant out there.
I mean, Saban had a better career than I don't know though. Alex Rodriguez, really a stupid question because I think Alex Rodriguez probably had a better career than Saban.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I remember the one thing I remember about A-Rod. Do you remember when he's running to first and then he slaps the guy's glove to make him drop the?
Yeah. Yep.
And I remember bringing that up, and a former major league player who played against A-Rod told us the story. I think it was off the air. I might have been on the air. That he said the at-bat before that, as he's running down first base,
he was yelling,
drop it, drop it, like he used to in
like
Little
a
League.
kid. Very, very Bush League.
Yeah, I mean, that's Alex Rodriguez, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, maybe not to Saban. He only won one, I think, World Series title with the Yankees.
But he had to play the Mariners and Rangers before he got to the Yankees.
And for what Saban did for coaches as far as salaries, A-Rod did the same thing for Major League Baseball players. Yeah. I mean, when he broke the bank leaving Seattle to go to Texas.
I'm going to say Goldish has to win 6 national championships.
Oh my gosh!
To pass A-Rod.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
I like Alex Goldish much of the next guy.
It's easy for you to say it ain't happening because you'll be retired if it does
100%.
happen.
If it does happen, I'll be out of the business.
There'll be no chat room to say, remember when Brown said it ain't going to happen.
Remember Brown.
Yeah. So that Dunaway knew Jackson Koivun was going to be good.
More major championships or national championships, Jackson Koivun or Alex Goldish?
I would take Koivun.
I mean, he could win it with one.
Yeah, for sure.
I would like to know though, like,
and I think I've seen the guy swing a club 3 or 4 times, maybe.
I may have seen it 10 or 11. Yeah. I glanced at it walking while I was getting a hot dog in the snack room.
Probably more than you watch South Florida games, though. You've probably seen Koivun hit more golf balls than South Florida games you watch again against other teams in Alabama.
Oh, the Alex Goldish game I remember the most is him as an OC 2022. Me and Knoxville watching it.
You saw a lot of them that night.
Yeah. Is that 4?
That's 4.
That's 4. Brought to you today by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Also, the great folks at Storm Restoration Roofing. Boy, some storms out there this morning. All it takes is one storm to blow through your neighborhood, and you could have some roof damage. One shingle, and water can find its way into your roof and cause thousands of dollars worth of damage. That's why you need to call Greg from Pell City. 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. He'll give you a free, no-cost roof inspection and let you know if you got any loose shingles or water entry points up on your roof. He'll take care of you there. Storm damage repairs, roof replacement. Got a soft wash program to make your roof look new again or closer to new again. It's all right there with a family-owned business. He and his wife, Andrea, and some of the kids there work there at stormrestorationroofing.com. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, and he always gets you the most you can from the insurance providers. Call him now, Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. Hey, congratulations to Nate and Alex Oates. They tied the knot over the weekend. The Bama basketball coach gets married. His second wife there, Alex, who I think works with the Dallas Mavericks. There's the picture from the wedding. Nate in a tux there. She's obviously the one in white under his arm there. Right over Nate's shoulder, though, Brian Hodgson is back from, where is he now? Seton Hall? No.
Providence.
Providence.
Yeah, South Florida to Providence.
Providence is where he is. And the basketball inner workings there. Greg Byrne, the AD, over on the far left side. So a happy couple there. Just got the SEC basketball schedule release. Do you think Alabama and Auburn play 2 Saturday games again this year or not?
Well, they have historically, or I shouldn't say historically, they've recently been putting that final regular season game between the two on that final Saturday of the regular season.
It is back there again this year, and it's back in Auburn on March the 6th.
Okay, so the final between the two is on Saturday.
Yeah, that's March the 6th.
I would say
traditionally, Alabama fans would tell you until just the last couple of years, they got stuck with a midweek game.
Almost always midweek was against Auburn. I'm going to say they kept it on Saturday. I'm going to say 2 Saturdays.
I actually like them better on Saturdays.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're back on Saturday, January 30th in Tuscaloosa, March the 6th down at Neville Arena for the 2 Auburn-Alabama meetings this year. Hopefully 2 ranked teams again this year as the SEC schedule is released. Thought that was good to keep those 2 games on Saturday.
I like the fact that they do that last regular season Saturday, too. I think you need to lean into that with as many rivalries as you can in basketball. I like that on that last regular season
Can't
Saturday.
stand it.
Oh, I love it. What do you dislike about that?
Because at that point, usually where Alabama and Auburn's been, it doesn't hold any meaning to the NCAA tournament. You've already got the hay in the barn, so to speak, with Selection Sunday being, basically a week and a day away. You've already built your resume, or you haven't. So maybe there'll come a time where that will be an important must-win game to get into the tournament or not. But right now, that hasn't been the case for either program recently. So I'd like to have it like January for one, February for the other, because it could, ricochet your season into a positive or negative direction.
I used to like, I don't know about you guys, and they still do it, but it used to have more meaning when Duke and North Carolina would play that last Saturday. You hate that one too?
Yeah, both of them were locked in already.
I think
January and February for North Carolina and Duke.
I think they played that on Sunday, in fact.
Yeah, but there were still implications with that game. Seeding.
Yeah, well, it's just the rivalry aspect
And the
of it for
rivalry,
those
yeah.
two. That was
What
the
you
biggest
would
rivalry in the sport.
What you would always get back in the day when both of them dominated the ACC is they would play again in the ACC tournament next week.
Well, I wouldn't mind that. Duke and North Carolina, I'll watch them play anytime they can.
Yeah, I like them January, February.
So you'd rather see Duke, Virginia Tech here wrapping up the regular season?
Yeah, because we're already excited about it. And we're already, by the way, watching some small conferences punch their ticket that day, too.
Yeah. I liked it. I'm glad the SEC kept it that way.
Yeah, not me. I'd like one in January, one in February.
I'm just glad they're on Saturdays.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, have glass half full, LT. I like that. Very positive. And then there's this news from the NFL. Deebo Samuel, Tyreek Hill, both still free agents. Deebo's looking for a team. And then Tyreek Hill says right now he's got no power in his left leg.
Yeah, and that's a problem. And he's 32 years old. I mean, look, the Cheetah has definitely lost a step or two. And when you hear that, there is not one general manager out of the 32 that's going to give him a shot if he doesn't. His acceleration was why he was so great.
And everywhere he's been, both in Kansas City, I say everywhere, both places he's been, both Kansas City and Miami, Lance, there have been other issues with him that you've got to stomach that as well. And now you stomached it when he was the fastest player in the NFL and nobody could cover him deep. It's harder to stomach that when he might be a number 3 receiver or something like that. But, I mean, camps are open and he's not on a roster, so he's not a first-day starter. I guess he will be kind of like Odell Beckham became. A team needs a 3. You got a veteran. He's not what he used to be, but I don't have to pay him a ton either. I mean, maybe that's what he becomes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would be
You think
really
he's done?
surprised if we see him this year. I think Debo will pick up with somebody for
That's
sure.
what I was going to ask. What does Debo bring to the table?
Yeah, I think Debo will definitely pick up with somebody. I mean, he's still a physical guy. You remember how San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan, how they utilized him. A little bit different in Washington, but, when he was with San Francisco, he did everything. I mean, out of the backfield, 5, 6, 7 carries a game, and, just a big physical receiver. So I still think that, he can be a threat in the red zone, and I think he can be a really good third option for some teams out there.
At the top of the hour, CBS did a series on the greatest farewell seasons in the NFL. I want to ask you about those, and we'll walk through a couple of them. This year, who is riding off into the sunset? Aaron Rodgers is, for sure.
Yeah,
probably Matthew Stafford.
You think so?
Matt
Last
Stafford?
year?
I do. If this thing works out, it's almost going to be impossible for it to work out in the Rams to win a Super Bowl because it's just everybody's lining this up. Everybody's asking a question that you never ask in the NFL. Rams of the field. But if they were to win it in their backyard in SoFi, he was to win his second Super Bowl coming off an MVP season, I think he would shut it down.
Yeah.
And if he would have shut it down last year, that would be arguably the greatest final year.
Potentially Andy Reid.
Okay, so let's at top of the hour. Let's talk about potential final seasons and who did it better than anybody else in the National Football League. Some of those. That's coming up at the top of the hour. One more thing to get to in this segment, brought to you by our friends at Lance's Lock, lanceslock.com in Hemphill.
Another winning weekend for you guys. Another really, really good Sunday. Jump on board, win with us at lanceslock.com. Free play every single day right there. We're about to roll into preseason football.
1 week from Thursday.
1 week from Thursday. Jump on board with us. Go on and get that annual package. Just get the season package. We've got different options for you. Up and available right now at lanceslock.com. It's always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business. They're ready to serve you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Andrew Jones of the Braves went into Cooperstown this weekend. He'd already been elected, but the official induction went in this weekend. Your best memory of Andrew Jones is?
When he was like 19, wasn't he, in that one World Series against the Yankees? Now, the Braves lost the series, of course, but
starting things off, though.
Yeah, didn't he have like 3 homers in the first 2 games? Game 1 and Game 2 at Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
As a 19-year-old, right?
As a 19-year-old, yeah.
Or at least we think he was 19.
I mean, that was the reports anyway. But 3 homers in 2 games, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, what is it? This could be the next." I think he got compared to Willie Mays very quickly.
Well, and I was, the thing I remember is I used to go over to Atlanta a lot, and you could not go out in Buckhead without not seeing him. Yeah. And so it was almost like Mickey Mantle, like how mythical he was as far as like being able to party all night, get up, go to the yard the next day, and have 3 runs scored and an assist, robbing a home run. I mean, he was just a great player that was running hard.
Unfortunately, I also remember Bobby Cox having to pull him mid-inning because he loafed on a fly ball. I mean, that was kind of the give and take of Andrew Jones is you didn't always get the smartest play in his best ability, but when he played to his highest level, he was as good a defensive outfielder as we've ever seen.
I was going first impressions. Carlos Beltran went in. Jeff Kent went in. Jeff Kent, your first memory, first thing that pops in mind with Jeff Kent is
the broken arm and how he broke it. He said he fell out of a truck.
Just watched the car, Lance.
Isn't that sadly? That's the first thing I thought of too.
I think of that he and Bonds couldn't get along. And then the fact that he broke his arm washing a car.
Yeah, washing the truck.
Not doing something that my contract prohibits. No. I was washing a car.
Prove otherwise.
Yeah, you can't tell me I didn't do it.
I don't think Carlos Beltran do anything we should remember him for.
I don't remember much about Carlos Beltran. That does not seem like the strongest Hall of Fame class to me. Jeff Kent, Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had stronger classes than that one.
Okay.
Well, why?
You're not very impressed today. And that Hall of Fame class, Jackson Koivun.
You're going to paint this Jackson Koivun thing incorrectly, and the chat already has. I am not bashing what Jackson Koivun did. That was extremely impressive. You were just like, oh my gosh, this kid's future 2, 3, 4 majors. I'm like, let's tap the brakes. Nick Dunlap won as an amateur on the PGA Tour. He was an amateur on the PGA Tour. He's not sniffed the win since. He's got injured. It's not entirely his fault. I'm just saying these things happen.
What happens first? Jackson Koivun wins a major, or the United States wins another World Cup match?
Well, you got 4 years on that.
I'll take Jackson Koivun winning a major.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
He's got 16 whacks at it.
16 whacks. The U.S.
Do qualifier matches count?
Nope.
It's got to be the actual World Cup.
Yep.
Ooh.
Is there even a lock we'll be in the next one?
No, it's not a lock.
It's not a lock, no.
Yeah, so.
I mean, Italy wasn't in this one.
I know.
Yeah, we're expanding the field, though, to 60.
They haven't. Italy actually hasn't been in it since, 2006
but
when they
won
it.
And that's what's crazy because of how good they used to be.
So they won it and they missed it every time since?
Yeah. Well, it's tough.
Yep, past 20 years.
They have a tougher road to make it than we do, though, right?
Yeah, they would have to qualify against better teams than we would. But
and that's stupid because we want the best teams.
Yeah, I don't really like the way they do that.
I'm not crazy about it, but it's how you get equal representation from every part of the globe.
Yeah, but you don't get your best teams.
Not necessarily, no.
I would take the United States winning a World Cup match over Koivun winning a major in the next 4 years.
You just should start just snapping his clubs.
Okay. Well, let me ask
like
you.
in 10 Cup. You should just start pulling out. Jackson, here's your 7-iron.
Of the 16, how many do you think Scheffler will win of the next 16?
I'm not sure he'll win another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
he couldn't chase down Koivun at the 3M Open.
Well, I would put it at 1.5.
1.5, all right.
Yeah, and I would lean over.
Oh, I'd take the over of 1.5 in the next 16 for Scheffler. Yeah.
But I think that's a fair number.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time he won one?
Scheffler?
Yeah.
He won the British last year.
Okay.
I mean, he's going a full calendar year without winning one.
He was 0 for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not won one since turning 30.
It's falling apart.
No, I bet over the last 16, how many has he won? Seriously? 2?
Oh, Scheffler? I think it's more than that. I mean, I'll look to make sure.
I don't know. Because he went a full season on another time without winning one.
Where are you getting your Scheffler tattoo put on your body is what I want to know.
I mean, he's the best golfer in the world. I'm sorry for bringing him up in this comparison. All right, major championships. Scheffler, he won the 05 Open and the 05 PGA. So he won 2, and then the 04 or the 24 Masters, which was the second Masters.
So the 25, 25, and 24, not the 05, right?
I'm sorry, 25, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said 05. So of the last, how many Lance?
16.
16? He's won 3. He's won 3. Finished second twice, third once, fourth twice, 7th once, 8th once, 10th once.
Yeah, but
always in the
again, he's been dominant over these last 4 years, and he's only won 3.
Yeah.
And I say only 3.
But you're highlighting how hard it is to win majors.
And that's why I would put it at 1.5 for the next 4 years. And
he's number 1 in the world, though, because he wins a lot of 3M Opens until he doesn't.
I would definitely take the U.S. in this one, though.
Final hour of the show coming up. We'll talk NFL. We'll do a little greatest farewell seasons, and also do a little fast pass SEC questions coming off of SEC Media Days. On our show today, being brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Dump trucks, delivery vans, tankers, 18-wheelers, 35 types of commercial vehicles share the road with you every day. When one hits you, trust me, the company's lawyers are already moving. You should be too. Over $2 billion recovered. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. Don't wait. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All the NFL camps opening up. Good to see Mahomes out working at practice, back from his ACL, MCL injury. That on TV2 there on the McAfee show, they're talking about that. Man, I'm fired up for the all these camps opening up.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
So we got a week from this Thursday. It's the Hall of Fame game, right?
Yep, a week from this Thursday.
Yeah.
Cardinals-Panthers. Should be good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jacoby Brissett finally got paid, by the way. If you were wondering if you're a Cardinals fan.
I was holding my breath on that one.
Pretty good paycheck, though. Our buddy Matt Mosley joins the conversation from out in Waco, Texas, or wherever he calls
Dallas.
home.
He's in Dallas.
He's in Dallas, actually in Dallas.
Yeah.
On Jackson Koivun, Mosley says, let's not get out the anointing oil quite yet, Jim Dunaway. As Parcells would say, War Eagle great Jason Duffner is a major champion who was once number 6 in the world.
That's a good pull. Because we all remember Duffner patting his, what was it, Amanda on the ass?
Yeah. It's such a difficult game.
Is she still playing golf?
I don't know. She is in the shadows. It's such a difficult game.
By the way, those influencers like NFL receivers and running backs. Get your 30s, falls apart.
Yep, you're right. You're out there by yourself. You don't have a teammate. You know, it's when it starts to go bad, it's on you to dig it out of the dirt. Even when it's going well, you got people all around you. I could that little thing in your swing, man. I could fix that, and you start getting the pressure of, do I change my swing? Great golfers have done that. And it's a tough game, man. It is tough to stay on top. There are so many guys that start off on fire and they just cannot keep it together. And that's my fear. Koivun looks like he's got his head on his shoulders. He's got a good group of people around him. He remembers where he came from. And I hope that continues for him. And I hope he wins a ton of majors. I'm pulling for the kid. He's a great kid.
Well, and for him to say, like a lot of people, what's your strength? My mental.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was showing after the round what he's got written on his glove. Now, I did see people saying, boy, am I so old that people are saying yes, ma'am, to Amanda Balionis now? Did you see him at the end? Thank you, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Well, he is 21. He did go fishing in the dark.
I saw that.
Right afterwards.
Nitty-gritty dirt man.
He had an opportunity. And I don't know, in the chat, if you know this, if this is like a Jackson Koivun thing. He always does this after a win. He's done this his whole life to start fishing in the pond. Is it a 3M Open thing? This is in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, it's probably just good fishing. Yeah, it's up in Minneapolis.
Yeah, so, I mean, can't be good. You're not going to eat that fish if you pull it out beside a fairway or a green.
It's off the game.
That chemical.
The nitty-gritty dirt band song's not about trying to catch catfish, is it?
No, it's about
what a lot of songs are about.
Yeah, it's about love.
Yeah,
in the dark, fishing in the dark.
Y'all like that song? I know Lance doesn't. Jim, do you like that song?
Loved it back in the day. It still pops up.
Me go fishing in the dark.
Never a fan.
I knew you
It's
were.
a great song.
I blew right past Lance to Dunaway on that
It's
one.
a top 100 song.
I'll tell you what, you were at the Garth Brooks concert when he sang it. When he did that cover, that place went nuts.
Yep. Really good. All right, we're going to get to the NFL farewell seasons. CBS has the 10 greatest. We'll see if you can remember those, and if you think Aaron Rodgers can crack that list this year, or somebody else, Matt Stafford maybe. This hour always brought to you by our friends at Champy's, world famous fried chicken, Champy's Chicken. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and enjoy the great Southern fried chicken that Sterling has brined overnight and cooked to order. It is delicious. Hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, all the in-house made sides. Absolutely terrific. It is Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. So Stafford, more realistic. Aaron Rodgers to have a good farewell season. What would it be for Aaron Rodgers? Super Bowl for Stafford.
Just getting them back to the playoffs. Like, they were there last year, as bad as that division or as average as that division ended up being. I don't think with Tomlin taking off, with kind of Aaron Rodgers at times looking kind of a shell of himself, I don't think there's any expectation for Pittsburgh to win that division. I think everybody's like, Baltimore will bounce back. Cincinnati should be better. Those are the two teams vying. And then, is it Pittsburgh or is it Cleveland in the basement? So if he was to get back to the postseason, that would be pretty impressive.
Yeah, but then you do wonder is, like, if they're good enough to win the division, and that's obviously a big task for them. But in McCarthy's first year, if they're good enough to win that division and make the playoffs, and I mean, at what point does Aaron Rodgers reevaluate, is this actually my last year? I mean, he's got to play well for them to win that division.
He's already said, though, right?
Yeah. This is Aaron Rodgers we're talking about, though.
Yeah. Number 10 on the list of best farewells is a season like you're talking about. Ben Roethlisberger with Pittsburgh. It's leaked out of Week 13. He was going to shut it down. They rallied 9-7-1. They got into the final playoff spot. So he got him to the playoffs, and then they rode off into the sunset. That's the 10th best season. So that would sort of be the same way for Aaron Rodgers.
If that's the 10th best season, I think it shows you when guys get this old. Most guys, unfortunately, aren't going to have the John Elway.
Tom Brady, 2022 with the Buccaneers. That's the 9th best season. Didn't go as planned for Brady and the Bucs. They won the NFC South despite posting a losing record. It was the first and only time a Brady-led team finished below 500. They ended in the loss to the Cowboys in the wild card game.
That's about as bad as Brady could go out. I'm surprised that's number 9. Like, with his career, he took his first losing record, and they get dumped quickly in the playoffs. I mean, that's about as bad as he could possibly go out, actually.
I do feel like after they won the Super Bowl, I would have retired. I kept thinking he was going to retire right after they won the Super Bowl.
I was too. And then, the year after, it's with that incredible comeback where the Rams end up winning in Tampa in that divisional game.
The most painful Buck loss of my career.
I don't know how, because you guys were getting completely dominated.
I know, but we came back. That's what I remember.
It was going to be one of probably the worst loss as a Rams.
Is it more painful than the Rams game in St. Louis? What was that, like the 11-8 game?
Because we were finally relevant. It was so good, and we'd never won it before, tasted it. So that's just like, man, we're in the playoffs. We're
this
relevant.
list is what scares me, because Stafford now at 37, 38. Sooner than later, the switch is just going to hit, and he's not going to be. Yeah. Now, it's hard to imagine because we saw him play his best football ever last year.
Well, I was about to say, based on these first two, Stafford's going to be in the top 5 if he walks away, because these first two were basically losing records.
I've never admitted this on the show. I'm going to admit it right now.
I love it.
That's the only time I've ever cried over a Buccaneer game. I literally shed tears because I knew my days with Brady was numbered. And the fact we were getting so beat by the Rams, and the fact that it was your team,
and you sold me that ticket, and I know how much you hated that.
And then for them to come back and just take the lead, I was like, did we tie it?
You did tied it.
We tied it. Yeah. We came back and tied
Showed
it.
heart. Yeah.
And it was, just seconds left, basically, right? Just a little over a minute left when we kicked it off.
We had no timeouts.
All we had to do is get it to overtime, and then anything can happen.
And that was Cooper Kupp.
Oh, if you get it to overtime, y'all win that game.
We had all the
because the Rams were, they were a mess.
Had all the momentum.
Yeah.
Then I cried, and Maggie's like, "I cannot believe you're crying," and I was like,
"Not only did we lose, Maggie, but Lance now holds a ticket that is worth."
We came all the way back. It was a comeback that made it hurt worse.
Yeah, you would rather get blown out. I agree with you.
Well, we were getting blown out.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'd
But you'd
given up.
rather it end that way than you come all the way back and then you can't finish it.
So I'd given it up. I mean, that's why, and I admitted this over the weekend because I stumbled across watching the 7-0. It was Saturday morning. It was raining outside, and I had not planned on playing golf yet. And everybody else had left the house, so I'm just laying up in the sports room, just finished eating a yogurt bowl, drinking coffee, and I click on YouTube, and I'm going to watch an old college football game. And in the queue is Alabama Notre Dame, and I have never finished watching that. I watched it live, and it happened in 1980. And I go back and I try to watch it. I watch a little bit more. I'm going to finish it one day. I think I'm in the third quarter now. Alabama lost 7-0 to Notre Dame. Back then, they had never beaten Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's only score, Alabama fumbled deep, didn't they?
Yeah.
Alabama was
mishandled the rain, wishbone in the rain.
Alabama was pinned down. They fumbled, and Notre Dame gets a cheap touchdown.
So did you cry watching that one live?
I was at my friend Tim Cooley's house on Highway 31 in Pelham.
Did they have a mean nickname for him? They call him Tim Cootie?
Nope. No. I think they called him Sweet Cheeks. I can't remember what they called him.
So they did have a mean nickname for him.
But I remember I was upset about it, and it has stuck with me because that ended what I thought would be the only chance ever to see Alabama three-peat because they'd won in 78 and 79, and that they lost 6-3 earlier, and it was Bear Bryant's best defense ever. They lost 6-3 and 7-0, and they were all gifts.
What the hell happened to his offense that year?
Yeah, boy, that was bad. Wishbone got shut down.
I love Don Jacobs, but it's Don Jacobs' run offense. They played 4 quarterbacks that year against Tennessee.
Yeah, you mentioned that the other day.
In the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was searching for something.
Yeah. So that one hurts, and I still haven't gone back to be able to finish that one. And somebody asked me, they're like, did that hurt worse than the comeback or the kick six? I said the kick six didn't bother me so bad because it just happened so quickly, and Sisler and I had to go do TV, and we were on the air from whenever that game ended until like 11 o'clock at night, nonstop. So that was sort of therapy. That didn't hurt. The comeback hurt a little bit, but not too much because Auburn went on to win the national championship. But the fact that Alabama was up so big
but I
to
bet
blow that lead.
As an Alabama fan, you had to hate that because that would have ended Auburn's season.
Would have ended Auburn's national
there was
championship
no recovering
hopes.
from that one. Yeah. This day and age, they'd have still been in the playoffs, and they would have won it.
But again, I had to go do local TV, so, that didn't hurt as bad as 1980. That one still hurts. Marcus Allen is next on this list. 8th best farewell season. He's in a Kansas City Chiefs uniform, though.
I mean, how good was the year? I don't remember any of this.
I
remember him playing for Kansas City.
He threw a pair of touchdown passes, including a game winner against the Steelers on Monday Night Football. Allen's play helped the Chiefs win the AFC West for the second time in 3 years. In the playoffs, however, Allen and the Chiefs were upset by the eventual Super Bowl champion Broncos.
Okay, we're good. Marcus Allen on a Monday Night Football game threw 2 passes, not one but 2.
2 touchdown passes.
How do you
Fooled
bite
me once?
How do you bite on that twice?
How do you call that play
Yeah,
twice?
really. Who even tries it twice?
They'll never think we're doing it again.
I mean, you caught him by surprise.
Alan Page, 1981 farewell season. First defensive player to win the league MVP, but he was with the Vikings. His final season was in what uniform? Bears.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. How about
Division
that?
rivalry.
Joe Montana, 6th on this list, 1994. Again, in a Chiefs uniform, not a 49ers uniform.
He had a minute in the Chiefs uniform, though. It wasn't
I think I know the top 2.
Number 5 is Tiki Barber, 2006. I think I would know the top 2 too.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis, 2012. They win the playoffs in 2012.
Probably.
Yeah, 4-game run.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl.
Won the Super Bowl. Yep. Peyton Manning is number 3. That was one of your 2, I bet.
Nope.
2015. Walks off Super Bowl champion, right?
He did, but that was all defense, that 2015. Yeah. Von Miller, that was a dominant defense. Peyton just the cerebral quarterback.
That's what we used to talk about. All you're getting in this is Peyton Manning's brain. You're not getting Peyton Manning's arm anymore.
I would go number 2, Brett Favre with the Minnesota Vikings, and number 1, John Elway.
Number 2 is John Elway. I haven't seen number 1 yet. Number 2 is John Elway.
How could it be better than Elway? He won 2 Super Bowls.
He went back to back.
Yeah.
And walked out on the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After so much Super Bowl failure, he actually won 2 and walked out.
Yeah, I think people forget how good Favre was his final year with Minnesota when they lost.
Didn't make the top 10.
And 2 quarterbacks that basically had a losing season did. Yeah.
Jerome Bettis, 2005.
The bus.
Yeah, they did win Super Bowl 40 that year.
Yeah. Perfect storybook finish to a Hall of Fame career, winning the Super Bowl in his hometown of Detroit and retiring on the podium with the Lombardi Trophy in his hand.
Did I remember the Favre thing wrong? I got to pull this.
Maybe so. Maybe you have one more year.
Because if that final year was the bounty game.
Lance, he came back one more year and was not good.
Okay.
The last memory of Brett Favre, he had an NFL uniform, was they were playing outdoors at the University of Minnesota Stadium. He tried to play in the cold weather and got a concussion and walked off the field to shelve himself.
I thought the final time that he walked off a field was against the Saints in that NFC Championship game.
How about I forgot that the Vikings had to play at Minnesota Stadium while they were building that nice new stadium there. I'd forgotten about that.
Oh, remember Blair Walsh missed the kick against Seattle in the playoffs?
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten they had to play at that stadium. It's not as bad as when the Bears.
I was watching that at Midway Airport, coming to meet you guys in the desert for Clemson, Alabama in 2015.
It is nothing as bad though as the Bears playing in Champaign. That was awful.
Yeah, down at
when they played at Illinois,
miles away from downtown.
I mean, it was like a 3-hour drive from Chicago. The Bears were playing there.
Yeah, and I don't think they were allowed to sell beer in Champaign on Sundays.
I don't think so.
No champagne in Champaign.
That's right.
All right, we get to our college football FastPass today, brought to you by our friends at Odie's. Tell us about Odie's Fest. How'd it go?
I don't know. I assume it went great.
I think it sold out.
It did sell out. I did see that. I meant to reach out to Will yesterday just to see how everything went on Saturday night. But hopefully you had an opportunity to get into Odie's Fest and hang out at the original location right there in Crestline. If you're looking for a big-time lunch or dinner, great place to do it. Odie's Tavern, 2 locations, not only Crestline, newer location in Edgewood on Broadway. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Enjoy the food Rodney Davis has been doing for more than 4 decades, the wings, the burgers, the great sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, the ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light, and of course the Odie's famous cup cocktails. Stop in today. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
Okay, so I saw, what was the TikTok site I saw doing this? I think the girls are called SEC Pretty, SEC Pretty, Pretty. And I thought it was really good content. They throw this girl who's got gear on, SEC Pretty hat, so I guess you can buy the gear somewhere. And they throw her the live microphone. She catches and says, "Yeah, what's up?" And the person behind the camera says, "Hey, quick questions about the SEC, fast-paced answers, okay? So give me your fast-paced answers, but unlike them in the video, I want you to explain why you give me the answer." So not as fast-paced.
So not fast-paced. So
not as
gut reaction.
Yeah, not as fast-paced as SEC Pretty did it.
All right.
Most overrated team this year in the SEC.
Most overrated team in the SEC this year is going to be the Ole Miss Rebels.
Ole Miss Rebels.
I am contradicting myself, but I'm going to say LSU.
LSU for you. Why LSU?
Well, I think a lot of people think they're college football playoff or bust. Lance has painted a picture where they could be an 8-win team.
Yeah, I think they could be 8-4, and that would have been my second answer. I just think Ole Miss's schedule is going to be too much.
Yeah, I can't remember what guest we had the other day that said Ole Miss could be better this year than they were last year. I'm like, I don't see a world where that's the case. I really don't.
I don't either.
Maybe better overall roster or something like that, but a better record, a better season.
I would love to see Ole Miss 11-1. I'd like to see LSU 8-4, and then all of this equity and this love that was built up with Kiffin immediately goes away, but I don't think that'll happen.
From the women at SEC Pretty, the most underrated team in the SEC, Brownie?
Alabama. Yeah, it's weird to say Alabama is underrated, but I think you got people talking 7 or 8 wins. I think Alabama's going to be much better than
Alabama or Oklahoma. I do think Oklahoma's going to come out ranked higher, so I'll go Alabama as well.
Well, you do get a lot of Oklahoma people overlooking Oklahoma.
Yeah, that'd be me. I think Oklahoma is a 7 or 8 win team.
See, I think Material's going to be really good this year, and I think that defense is going to be the best in the SEC, but I do think Alabama's 10-2.
I loved both of these questions from SEC Pretty. One of them, which fan base overreacts to the first loss?
LSU. I mean, if it's against Clemson, or even if it's week 3 as a 1.5-point underdog to Ole Miss, I think the fan base is really going to overreact. Could be Texas.
Could it be Texas? That's
I mean,
who I
if
was going to say.
Texas hosting Ohio State, if Ohio State sweeps them.
Yeah.
And by the way, Alabama's name is on the trophy for overreacting to the first
No,
loss.
I mean, that's going to be whatever loss it is going to be an overreaction.
It is almost basically every team in the SEC for the most part. Who's not happy? Who will complain about a 10-win season?
It could also be Alabama.
Texas. No, Georgia. Yeah, because I think Georgia's probably 10-2 or 11-1, and I think Georgia fans at 10-2. And hey, I mean, shit, we hadn't won on the national championship in 5 years now.
Yeah,
Kirby lost his fastball.
Probably Georgia. Who else would bitch about 10-2?
I mean, Alabama fans would be.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they'd complain about 10-2. They did
Because I
last
think
year.
even Texas fans, 9-3 to 10-2, you're back in the college football playoff.
I mean, did they not do it last year? Am I wrong?
Who?
Alabama fans about a 10-2 regular season.
Yeah, you're right. They
I mean, now it required a bad loss to Florida State and a head-scratching loss to Oklahoma. I wouldn't say that's a head-scratching loss to Oklahoma. Frustrating loss to Oklahoma. I think Alabama fans were frustrated by the way they played. The head-scratcher was Florida State.
Who takes a step back this year as a player? Who takes a step back?
Player?
Yeah.
I mean,
or a program. Player
I mean, Trinidad is going to be difficult because you're losing your offensive staff.
That's who it's going to be.
Yeah, and you're losing receivers. I mean, the good news, you got Keywan Lacey, but I think it would be Trinidad.
Yeah. I mean, he led the league in passing last year, and I don't think he's going to do that again.
Who pulls the biggest upset? Which team?
Marcel Reed could be that guy.
Yeah, it could
Which team pulls the biggest upset in league play this year? Like who's sneaky? Could be sneaky good.
So last year, if we just blanket throw Mississippi State out there, they were so close.
Yeah, they could have upset Texas very easily.
I will say South Carolina.
South Carolina
beating. I mean, they do play Alabama.
I mean, with Kendall Briles calling plays now for Lenore Sellers, it's going to be much better. The opportunities would be at Bama, at Oklahoma, A&M at home, Georgia at home, and at Clemson.
So they got plenty.
They
of
got plenty of
shots.
opportunities.
Well, I think Lance hit that one. Then I'll go with South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll win one of those games.
I mean, with Camario Taylor, Mississippi State could do it again.
Good,
They
yeah.
could sneak. They could.
I mean, a
get
lot
somebody.
of people. That's the weird thing about State is everybody was like, "Boy, they were so close last year," and almost everybody says they're upgrading at quarterback.
Who's Auburn's best chance to beat in an upset? Because with all the continuity, you heard Doering earlier.
They need to win one of the two bigs.
Yeah,
and
but the
look,
problem
both
is
are on the road.
They're both on the road.
Yep.
But I don't know what else would. I guess at Ole Miss, depending on what Ole Miss does, at Tennessee would be a really nice win. But I don't think Tennessee's going to be better than 8-4.
Yeah, it's not a huge upset.
And the last question from SEC Pretty was, which fan base is saying next year is our year? Which one's saying next year is our year?
If Alabama fans weren't Alabama fans, if there was ever any optimism instead of the other side of that, I think it would be Alabama because I think most people believe Alabama's best year is going to be next year under DeBoer.
Like if they're 9-3 with Keelan Russell and Russell looks good, knowing you got him next year with experience and a good roster back, and to your point, that next year could be the year.
I'll go Tennessee. You get to see Faison Brandon or the other kid, whoever the starter is that they
George
go with,
McIntyre.
George McIntyre. You either see him or Brandon play well, but there are some growing pains as a young quarterback. But then you're like, hey, at the end of the year, look how well that kid was playing.
I think Florida's a good answer too.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
I don't think there's a huge expectation for Sumrall, at least in year one. I mean, realistically, if he gets them to a bowl game or better, I think that's a step in the right direction. And then year two used to be the year where it always came together for an elite coach.
I'll leave off the very final question they asked in that. Which fan base would you not date?
Georgia.
She went Aggies. I don't know if she's a Texas girl or not, but she went Aggie. Oh, I'd never date an Aggie.
Well, I as a guy, if I were single, I wouldn't date Texas A&M either. They don't have female cheerleaders, so I'm like, well, how good can the crop be? If we looked at this massive student body and said we're only going male cheerleaders,
yeah,
I'm like,
what
do we got?
In a world where there's a bazillion content creators, especially in the SEC now, I just thought SEC Pretty was a pretty good run at good content there. I really enjoyed that. Fast-paced and funny. All right, when we come back, we'll get to Trash Today. The show being brought to you by our friends at Way to Wellness. I'll go by and see Leslie and her board-certified team right at 12 noon today. and pick up some new protein bars. That's my way to keep from bad snacking. You can find out a variety of different ways that you can jumpstart your weight loss by going to their website, aplanforme.com. Aplanforme.com. Way to Wellness is your journey to healthy living. Injection therapy, they've got them. Meal plans, they've got them. Protein bars, they've got them. And 1,000 other ways to help you lose weight with no contracts, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
When a motorcycle accident turns your world upside down, who's going to look out for your family while you're healing? Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys is here for you, fighting for injured riders and getting families the compensation they deserve. The consultation is free. They don't get paid until you do. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law. Don't wait. Call 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation
for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to
our
our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Go see our buddy Chris Doering from our show on Spotify or wherever you get our podcasts, and also on YouTube. and TNR clips. You never know what you find at all of our platforms. Check it all out. Like and subscribe wherever you go there. Don't forget, after the show today, Brownie is watching Jurassic Park as they do a watch-along with Jurassic Park, and they'll watch Brown watch the movie for the first time ever.
Now, that's not live. You're going to edit that, right, Tyler? So it'll drop on demand. Yeah,
correct. I got with the brain trust back here and tried to organize a way to do it live, and it just seems like it would be a lot better if we recorded it, and then that way I can edit it together, so that way you can watch me and Lance talk about the movie and also see Brown react to the movie for the first time.
You think you'll be able to sneak a few clips in there by doing a post-edit?
I'll certainly try to. I imagine Jurassic Park and Universal have a personal army of velociraptors that go after people who use the footage, but, I'll do my best.
Okay. Forrester, can I get Forrester's microphone? You don't like live fun programming, though, right?
Wow. Where'd that come from?
Well, I was just thinking you shut down our Uber live ideas. I mean, everything needs to be recorded for you, right?
Well, I did not shut the live Uber.
Yeah, I think that's the way we're doing it.
We brought up concerns of what the Uber guest could be saying or doing on the live stream.
No, the watch along with a movie will be better if you're able to sneak a few clips in. That'll be post-editing, dropping in clips. I think will be entertaining.
Yeah, and the way I understand, the way you have this envisioned, I'm always going to be in the top corner, and I'll be reacting as things happen in the movie. And then sometimes you may take me full in the edit to say, boy, I tell you what, Wayne Knight should not have left the Velociraptor cage unlocked. That was a bad idea.
So I walked in late because I was sending you guys texts because of some rescheduling.
Yeah, that actually is a little bit of a spoiler alert.
Have you guys? I assume
did that really happen? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Just wait.
I assume that's what you're talking about, right? That we're going live right after the show.
We're not doing it live.
We're not doing it live.
Oh, okay.
So that way, they can see us talk about the movie and then also see Brown react to the movie for the first time.
It'll be almost live. You recorded live.
Yeah, you'll be watching it as if it were live.
Yeah.
Look live.
You can start the movie, and
live.
It's like we're live watching it with you.
I can't remember the last time I saw Jurassic Park. It's probably been 2 or 3 years.
Me neither, Lance.
I saw it when the last movie came out. I did the watch through of the entire franchise, and after that first movie, the rewatches got rough. Because that is a top-heavy franchise.
How many have they done?
I think 6.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I've only seen 2 of them. Like after the second one with Vince Vaughn and Julianne Moore, I was like, I will never watch another Jurassic Park.
The second one was Return to Jurassic Park?
It was The Lost World, Jurassic Park. And they go back to the original park. And it's got this little girl who's like a gymnast, and she like kicks a raptor in the face, and it's real dumb.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did see the first Chris Pratt one, so I forgot which one
that was. Jurassic World.
Yeah. That was okay. It was better than the second Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but that's a low bar to clear.
Yeah. I didn't realize some of these movies that have sequels, like if you've got Tubi, you get on Tubi and they got some of the weirdest shit out there. Like they Backdraft 2.
Oh, they did it again?
Wow.
Yeah, like William Baldwin's in it, Donald Sutherland. It was just a couple of years ago when they did it before Donald Sutherland died. They've got a reality show about swingers on Tubi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely wild.
All right.
I had to watch one episode.
Before we get to trash, Alabama picked up a recruit over the weekend, a 4-star linebacker for the 2028 class. Tysir Young is the best player in Delaware, and he's coming to Alabama.
Well, I bet he dominates Delaware football.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Like, I mean,
he's a 4-star.
How good could high school football be in Delaware?
He's a 4-star in Delaware. I bet he stands out every Friday night.
He's the high school player of the year in the state of Delaware, if I read On 3 correctly.
Probably the easiest vote they've had.
Yeah, Tysir Young, 4-star linebacker for the 2028 class. And Brown made the point that, say what you want about the 2027 class, 2028, Bama's rolling right now.
They are 4, I'm looking at it right now. I just pulled it up, 4 4-stars. They don't have a 5-star yet. I don't know what the board's doing. 4 4-stars. So we'll see how that continues for 2028.
The most notable people come out of Delaware ever.
Well, President Biden went to school there, but I think he was born in Pennsylvania. Joe Flacco I mean, when I say Delaware, when you say Delaware, I think
I don't think Flacco's from Delaware.
Well, I'm not sure President Biden is either.
Aubrey Plaza is.
Oh, really?
Elizabeth Shue.
Interesting. Did not know that.
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him.
But when you say Delaware, I immediately think President Biden and Joe Flacco. Those are not in that particular order. Sometimes I think Flacco first, but if you were to say Delaware, that's two people I think.
Judd Reinhold, is that the guy from?
No, that's Judd Nelson.
That's Judd Nelson.
Judge George Thorogood. God, I know you guys still have Bad to the Bone on your playlist, right?
Bad.
Ryan Felipe.
Wow. Delaware
One
produced
beer,
more.
one whiskey. Does he sing that song too?
Maybe.
Y'all ever been to Delaware? I've never been.
I was going to go. I went to a wedding in Philadelphia, and, it's just one of those states I wanted to cross off.
Yeah.
But when we got into the Uber, we went the wrong way, and I should have had the Uber go the other way. So I have not been to Delaware.
So
very,
you
very
would
close.
cross that off if you just drove through it. That would count for you? Okay. Because that's the only
I don't cross it off on an air. This doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm with you on this.
I've got to go to the state.
Yeah. So I've driven through West Virginia, so I can cross that one off.
Yeah.
We did not stop. We did not get out. Okay.
You got to spend the night there.
No.
I've driven through Delaware on 95, though.
Okay.
Will Chamberlain says you got to have sex in every
That's
state.
what he would say.
Michelson Laser Vision. Before you tell us about Michelson, though, I thought we'd already brought up this was going to happen, but we've actually got the look of it now. August 27th, Yankee Stadium, the George Costanza bobblehead night. Excellent little calzone you got there, Costanza.
That's actually pretty good.
It does look like him.
Yeah. I mean,
it's amazing. I could never get into Seinfeld as much as I like Curb.
That is amazing.
That's
really
a
is
good
amazing.
episode, too. Kramer starts drying his clothes in the pizza oven.
I just didn't like any of the characters in Seinfeld.
Get a little crispy.
Yeah. So here's the story.
There is no Leon in Seinfeld.
He's working for the Yankees, Lance. He realizes George Steinbrenner likes this particular calzone, so he decides to buddy up to Steinbrenner. He's going to buy one for him every day. He goes in, he's going to put the tip in the jar, but the guy doesn't see him put the tip as he drops it, so he's trying to dig it back out so the guy can see him, and then he sees him pulling money out of the jar.
Thinks he's stealing the tips?
Yeah, so he throws him out, and then Kramer's getting them. And how did Newman was delivering them too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because it was on Newman's, the calzone place was on Newman's mail route, so he was able to deliver them. So it all, like every Seinfeld,
Hey, I'll tell you,
started
that's
to fall
one-
apart.
it started to fall apart. Yeah.
I used to get the calzone a little bit when Petrocelli's was
Oh,
open
I
back
like
in the
the
day.
calzone. Yeah,
But I
yeah.
haven't had a calzone
It's been
in
a
a
while for me.
decade.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember. Like, I don't know who specializes in calzones right now.
I don't either.
It got to the point where it was a lot of air and a lot of bread,
Yeah.
not a lot of filling on the inside.
Yeah.
I'd like to make my own.
Yeah, I would like to do a thinner. Yeah, we got really first world problems. I'd like to thinner bread, more compact with more meat and sauce in the middle and cheese.
100%. Yeah.
You're right, though. It did get way too doughy.
Yeah. I'd like a pizza burrito, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah, if I bite a calzone and all I get is bread, that's a problem.
And that's from air. You bite into it and it's air.
I don't mind a few bites that are just like marinara and bread.
Well, I think, the edges, you've got to understand the way they do those edges.
Oh, yeah,
You're going to
yeah,
have
yeah.
some that don't have meat in it. But
I don't need.
once I get past the edges, I want meat in every bite.
I don't need my meat and cheese to be the playing surface and then a dome stadium
I'm with
over
you.
of
Yeah.
open air.
Yeah, you cut it and just go,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which most of them do.
That's
do
right.
that.
But I mean, just a good pepperoni and cheese calzone right
that'd
now.
be good right now. Yeah.
Michelson Laser Vision gets us to trash LT.
205-969-8100. I got the procedure done in 2003. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 2015 vision, better than 2020. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, they are the best in the business. Stop procrastinating. If you wear the contacts or glasses, you're wasting money each and every year. At least make the call. See if you are a potential candidate. Ask for Amy when you make that call, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Balls was hot.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first. A Japanese company is responding to the country's increasingly hot summer temperatures by unveiling a new human refrigerator.
Oh, wow.
The Do Hyman box, marketed as a human refrigerator, is roughly the size of a standard Japanese vending machine, can fit one person inside at a time. Now, I remember as kids, we were always told, don't go on an old refrigerator.
Yeah,
You'll never get out.
You can't.
Now, the temperature inside of the box kept at 59 degrees, and once a person is inside, cold air is blasted at their head, neck, shoulders, and back.
Is this reusable, or is it breaking?
No,
not ever
this
used
is,
again.
This is Brown's equivalent of going into the beer cave.
Yeah, I've done this in convenience stores after a very hot round of golf. Go stand in the beer cave for a minute and cool down.
What was the name again?
Yeah, say it one more time, Lance.
The Doe Hyman box.
I would have gone with a different name.
How you pronounce that?
100% I'd have gone a different name. How do you think you pronounce it?
Put the spelling up there.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys tell me what you would do with it.
D-O space H-I-E-M-O-N.
Hyman.
How are you supposed to say that? Not that way, but how are you supposed to say it?
I don't know, but I don't think it's that.
I mean...
But how else would you...
I don't know, but I would not call it that if I were that company wanting to sell them.
Does it play Madonna like a virgin when you're in there?
Now, the company said the boxes can help relieve symptoms of heat exhaustion by rapidly cooling bodies. It's being marketed for places where people work outside, such as construction sites. Now, temperatures across Japan been rising to nearly 100 degrees in recent weeks. A total of 48 people were hospitalized with heat stroke in Tokyo on a single day, July 15th of
Well,
this
I got to
past
tell you,
month.
I did not know it got that hot in Tokyo. Did
I'm
you?
going to go with it again. The Do or Doe Hyman box currently retails for $9,326.25.
The D.O. part is not,
I know,
is not
I
what I
know,
wondered
I know.
about. Yes.
I mean, I basically used to do this when I worked at Taco Bell. I just go into the walk-in freezer and just stand in there for a good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
cool
in the
off.
summer, it feels good.
That's a poor man's cryotherapy, right?
Yeah, basically.
Best night of sleep I ever had was after the first time I did cryo.
Why'd you not go back and do it again?
Oh, I did.
Or
I just didn't get that sleep again. Yeah.
Did y'all know Tokyo got hot enough for this, though? I didn't know Tokyo got that hot. I always envisioned it as a moderate.
They call it global warming, and I think everything's getting hotter, right?
What's
Not to
Tokyo?
mention Japan's an island, so it's probably pretty human.
Not to mention it's 10 bazillion people stacked on top of each other.
That too.
Tokyo
and
is
all
very
the tall
dense.
buildings and the heat that you get from the concrete and all that.
Well, your average temperature by month in Tokyo in July, your average temperature is 85 degrees. I mean, I think we get hotter than that, don't we?
I think August is their hottest month.
And you
Like
want August?
yesterday
then?
wasn't even hot here, but it felt like it was one of those days where you sit outside, you just sweat.
I teed off at like 3 o'clock yesterday, and you could feel the heat because it had rained earlier. Like humidity, you could just feel it coming up out of the ground.
I asked Alexa, what's the forecast for today? And she said in a very happy voice, 86 degrees, it'll feel like 103.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told Maggie, I was like, I've never heard it being the real temperature and the feel like that far apart.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees apart.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it was an oven.
Now, when we made the turn, it cooled off a little bit. So I went behind the clouds. Back 9 actually was almost pleasant.
Yeah, it was Hyman-like. It was hot.
A boat participating in a charity event in New York State over the weekend was clocked traveling at 157 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone.
Oh, my God. Look at here it comes on the outside.
All right, folks, we're going to see if he can make it.
Here comes Earnhardt.
Dude, he is hammered
Boy,
down.
he is getting after it.
Now, the incident happened at the 1,000 Islands Charity Poker Run on the St. Lawrence River. Speed was both illegal and a violation of the event's rules. Quote, we stress the slow zones all weekend long. Since they register, we send them an email after email with all the rules. So they had the rules. This, according to Bobby Cantwell, the president of the 1,000 Islands Charity Poker Run Board.
Yeah.
Now, event organizers stress the poker run is not a race. Before hitting the water, all drivers meet with the organizers to learn the rules, including speed limits.
And by the way, there's no way he could see if my kids are out on a raft, a sea-doo, they couldn't react fast enough.
Yeah, if they were out on a raft, he ain't stopping it. At that speed, there's zero chance.
Yeah, that is crazy fast on water.
The one of the most random things I've done in our industry, guys, was when I was in school at Jacksonville State. I was working for Alabama 100, the country station over in Anniston at the time.
They used to have a cigar boat, didn't they?
No.
Nope. Okay.
But there was the boat races, where the boats race side by side, came to Gadsden up on the Coosa River, and they were a big sponsor, and somebody had to do the announcing, and I was the guy.
Those are the cigar boats, right?
Yeah, but I thought you said Alabama 100 had one.
Yeah.
No. But that's what those
there was
called.
this big cigar boat races. I
Didn't even have
remember
a station vehicle.
Yeah, we did. But it's those, where they would get real high, and sometimes they would
flip
flip.
over, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, looks like he's going to be okay. And the crowd go crazy. I'd lean into it. You know, I had watched them on movies or whatever. I didn't know anything about the sport. I was, all right, here they come, folks. You know, and everybody go nuts. Oh, it looks like the Roger Chevrolet one has passed him.
I remember that. I
You
didn't
remember that
watch
event?
it, but I remember them
Yeah.
advertising that they were coming to town.
Yeah, I was the PA announcer. Yeah.
So, bar in
90s?
Spain.
Yeah,
That
it
had to
been
be
late
the
90s,
90s.
yeah.
Bar in Spain received an unusual customer this Monday. A bull that broke away from the group entered the establishment. Incident happened 9:30 a.m. with the restaurant full of people having breakfast.
Right through the door.
About 20 people, including local customers and some vacationers, got a good scare, as can be seen right here on this security footage. Now, the animal broke through into Bar Goosey at the entrance to the town through the main door, then headed to the back of the premises where a retired couple were looking for a table. According to David Torres, quote, "We were left scratching our heads." There, one of the waiters stopped the bull and very calmly made it back up until it left the bar.
Let me
Now,
tell you, that waiter ain't stopping that bull if that bull's pissed.
Yeah, by the way, brave on him.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, the owner took it upon himself to congratulate this one waiter. Quote, "He acted excellently, and he faced it with great calm without getting carried away."
Hey, by the way, don't close the doors, guys. That bull goes right back out. That dude walks right past both those doors wide open, doesn't think to close one.
You know, when I watched the Burning Man, I haven't finished. I only watched the first two, the Burning Man special on HBO. Like this retired paratrooper, his wife is helping him get set up to go to Burning Man because he wants to do something with his midlife crisis, and he wanted to run with the bulls, and she wouldn't let him. She was like, he could die running with the bulls. I'm like, he could die with the fentanyl and all these drugs.
Yeah.
Burning Man.
Yeah. From a really bad STD. Arizona State University has launched a bachelor's degree for aspiring influencers, with students expected to build a real social media account and demonstrate audience growth during the program.
This is significant because of the name of the journalism school there, right?
Who's the name?
It's the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
At Arizona State?
And they're offering this.
And
Yeah.
they're doing
Content creation BA is housed within Arizona State's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Appears in the university's 2026-2027 course catalog. The 120 credit hour degree prepares students to become a, quote, influencer and strategic storyteller.
You know, but content creation's a broad term. I mean, you could say that's what we do. I mean, it is what we do. We create content, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
But that's everything from what we do to...
I mean, technically, Christopher Nolan does it too.
Yeah. Yeah, they create content.
I wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't call him a content creator?
No.
Well, that's what he
I'd
does.
call him a filmmaker.
What's content? He's creating it.
That's a snobby way. That's a snobby way of saying
Combination
content
of
creator.
Content and cinema is why we're in this god awful spot we are now with entertainment, where streaming is just slop.
I will say there's a lot of people that don't know how to create content that are content creators, so I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing.
Yeah. Have you seen a show called Beef on Netflix?
Yeah, I started. Everybody raved about
Lance,
it. I watched
they
a couple
have.
episodes.
Did the first episode make any sense to you? It made no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean,
Where
like
he's
there was
chasing her
road
and all-
rage.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm like, how are they going to make a series out of this? So you didn't like it?
I didn't stay with it. No.
Boy, it is. I mean, people say it's the best
Yeah.
new streaming show of 2025. So Jennifer and I watched episode 1 last night, and I'm like, oof. That did not bait me in on that one. Not sure I'll be back.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Don't forget Walk-Ons. Hosting you through the month of July to help benefit Folds of Honor, Alabama. All 3 locations here in Central Alabama helping out. The one in Trussville, the one in Stadium Trace out in Hoover, and then the one on Highway 280, Tattersall Park. Get by there and enjoy the great taste of Budweiser and Bud Light. $2 bottles, $3 draft, and proceeds go to Folds of Honor, Alabama. Plus, you can use the QR code on every table there or the bar and make an extra donation. You can actually use that QR code on our screen right now to make a donation to Folds of Honor, Alabama, and help out veteran and first responder families. All right, they're going to go and record the next reel and then enjoy Jurassic Park. They'll have that content out for you a little bit later on, tomorrow or Wednesday, whenever Tyler gets that finished in post-pro. Don't forget the OG kickoff has stuff dropping all week long. Connor's got a little vacation he's knocking out. And Mick and Jake and the guys will roll out the last call. and all the platforms with Brooks back there at Next Round Live, at Next Round Live. Like, subscribe, and follow. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Jim Dunaway,